matchups real quick. You got Mahomes against Mayfield, Roethlisberger against Flacco, Stafford against Cousins, Matt Ryan against Alex Smith, Phillip Rivers against Russell Wilson, Jared Goff against Drew Brees, Mariota, and who's Mariota playing? Mariota's playing Dak Prescott. Then the game that everybody's waiting for, the two number 12s going at it. You got Brady and Rodgers. There's going to be some good games today on the docket. I can't wait for the 1 o'clock games to just start and get through the day and watch that 8 o'clock game tonight.
What makes you think everybody's waiting on that game? I mean, really?
Debatably, these are the two best quarterbacks playing football in the last decade. You got to throw Brees in there, but Brees Goff game is going to be a good game too. But everybody, if people look at this schedule today, they're looking at that game as the game to watch. Everybody wants to see Brady Rodgers.
Right. You got to throw Brees in there. You know that because you know how many interceptions he's got, right?
Yeah. I don't know the amount, but if I'm a young quarterback and playing high school football, this is the game I want to watch and learn how to play the game. These two quarterbacks do it right, and they're the best at the business.
We shall see.
But regardless what happens, they're the best in the business at the game.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Over the last 10 years, these two are the best at the business. You can't. Don't give me that face. You can add Brees into that, but
why can?
You can.
You mean the guy who's throwing for the most yards?
Yeah, but how many MVPs does he have? How many does Brady have?
Isn't that weird?
Does Rodgers have?
Isn't that weird?
Like I said, I put Brees in that realm with them. But if there's a quarterback I would rather watch, it's going to be Rodgers and Brady. And you know what? When Brees plays Brady, I'm going to say Brees and Brady is going to be the game I want to watch. And when Rodgers plays Brees, that's going to be a good game. Those are the three top quarterbacks of the last 10 years that we've seen. No doubt. No doubt.
You would watch Brady play nobody. You'd watch Brady warm up on the sideline. We had to watch him play. If they played that on TV and you got to watch Brady practice, you'd watch that.
Dude, I would. But, I mean, I had to watch Brady.
Rumor has it you got Brady cologne.
Did they make that?
Smells like Bill Belichick.
Christmas present, Donna.
Sweatshirt.
Christmas present.
It smells like Bill Belichick sweatshirt.
Well, you're talking about dress code. What about your boy Patricia up there in Detroit this week?
We got a phone call coming in here. Welcome to the show. You are live with Leap Alive Sports. What's going on?
What's up, Johnny?
What's up? Detroit Dupes in the house.
What's happening?
Oh, not too much, man. The show just getting rocking and rolling here. We got a couple things we're going to go over, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the dual call with the Primo brothers and go through the whole lineup. So I hope you got your coffee sitting next to you, some refreshments. It's going to be a long one, Detroit Dupes.
I do. I'm ready. Sorry about Thursday, too. I got jamming with Todd, and I lost track of time.
That's all right. We won't tell anybody. That's because everybody already knows.
Who'd you have and who'd you think was going to win that game?
Now, wait a second. We're going to get into this when we get back on the call, okay? Because we got to get the Primo.
I need to know.
Because we got some things we're going to talk about back on this call here. So, Detroit Dupes, we're going to talk to you here in about 6-7 minutes.
That's cool. I'll listen.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Okay. You should put him on the spot.
No, because
you got to put him on the spot.
I'm going
to put him on the spot.
I am going to put him on the spot, but I need the other Primo guy in here.
And then we put him on the spot, too.
We put him on the spot, too. But, the whole thing is like you were asking him, who did he have?
Yeah, I want to know. Don't give him time to think. You just gave him time to think about it.
He didn't have nobody.
Oh, he had to pick somebody.
Mm-hmm. Not on the Leap Alive show. Man. All right, so, Chris, that's the quick rundown of what's going on. So, which I love the rundown of what's going on these shows. It is a tough week to pick, guys, out there. And we're going to try to. Chris says he's going to try to pay attention to Facebook comments today.
I will.
I hope so. So, guys, I'm just going to let you know right now. If you're commenting on Facebook and we're not keeping up, as long as you're not saying something like, hey, you, remember me? Or, yeah, talk football. We're here to talk football. So as long as you guys are coming on to talk about football, the game of football, all right? I'm game for anything you say. You can tell me how bad I suck. You can tell me how good or you can tell me how great you are. Okay? Hey, if you're great enough, you come right on the show and sit next to us. This isn't my show. All right? This isn't Chris's show. All right?
It's kind of my show.
Yeah. See, you can never turn down an ego, or you can have the biggest ego out here. Where number 12. Look at this guy coming, and the only thing he's missing is the paint underneath his eyes.
It looks like I got bags under my eyes, though. It does.
Late night?
No, you know what? I actually went to bed early last night. I had to get up and do a little pregame analysis this morning.
I'm looking down here, Chris.
Yeah.
And you are going to watch the comments on Facebook.
I got them.
Guys, they're right here. So I'm just saying, I got too much going on, not trying to say I got more than Chris going on, but I do. Okay? And I can't be looking over here at Chris's makeup here and trying to answer you guys' questions. So Chris is the guy on this, and if he don't answer, you turn on him, don't turn on me. It's him, not me.
Or you can call in, and I hardly ever look at the camera like I'm looking at now. So the reason I am looking down is I'm looking at my computer at some stats and looking at the iPad, my cheat sheet, trying to see if people are commenting. Last week we had some great comments. We had Raider Mike in there.
Yeah, Raider Mike.
My buddy Daryl was in there.
Daryl
singing Omaha, Omaha,
Omaha. Peyton Manning.
Forehead.
Yep.
So what do we got today, John? What are we going to talk about?
We talking football. That's what we're talking about. Football.
I love it.
I want to know right from the get-go when we get into this, because we're going to start burning it up right away. And when I say burning it up right away, there's some controversial happenings right away. You know that. Guys, if you didn't realize it and you didn't see it, you do know one thing for sure, right? Murphman picked the winner again. He's 8-1. Murphman is 8-1. So if you don't watch the Thursday show, you don't know what's going on. You don't get and understand when Murphman goes 8-1, how big of a deal that is for us over here. It's huge, huge. And I'm not trying to sound like that guy that's from the mafia that sells used cars, but it is huge. You know it. But Murphman made his pick, Chris.
Murphman made his pick, and you know what? I should have gone with him. I remember that was the one game I said I wanted to change, and then you went and picked the Niners. I was like, I can't go with John. I got to go against him. It was pure, just a pick.
You know what it was?
Because
you
picked Niners. I had to go against you. I had to go against you.
I get it.
And I should have gone with what I thought was going to happen.
So it was purely a bad choice.
It was purely a bad choice.
Yes. Don't do it again.
Not the first one won't be the last one.
Hey, I told you what was going to happen. You got an opportunity as a guy that's never stepped on the NFL football field against the greats, okay? And you had a great career, through 35 touchdowns your last year in college football, and you didn't get drafted. Matter of fact, you got waived to the practice squad in 2017. You come back this year, you get waived to the practice squad again. The Jimmy G goes down. Wow, most overrated, overpaid player that's ever in the history of football this far. I'm just saying. You'll see. But the kid comes in with a chance, and what did he do? Recognized it. Unlike some of these other prima donna football players that feel they should start in the NFL for no given reason. No given reason. You can throw 5 interceptions in the NFL and get the start every week. No, you can't. When you get your chance to start, you know what you do? You do exactly what this Mullins kid did. He was, just to quote one of my idols, Scott, who said he was as cool as the other side of the pillow. And that he was. Mullins was as cool as the other side of the pillow. That was one of my favorite quotes, Chris, of all time, and one of my favorite reporters of all time.
Well, what is it? He must be butter because he's on a roll.
Yeah. He had the good ones, didn't he? You know,
Yeah.
that guy was great, man. We
Yeah.
we lost a real good reporter way too soon, but that phrase right there will never leave me and will live on forever. I'm telling you that. As long as I'm here, it will. Cool as the other side of the pillow.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And word out of San Francisco is Mullins earned the next start, and deservedly so. I mean, he was lights out in that game. I mean, he was really impressive. I don't know why they didn't go to this kid earlier. I mean, I kind of like the Bethard guy as a backup quarterback, but this guy Mullins just made himself some money if he can come in and start a couple games and win a couple games here.
You got that right. We're going to go on the line, okay? We're going right on the line here.
We got a Murph Man comment. Oh, that was me.
Hello?
Rocco Primo on the Leap Alive show. How's it going over there in the Detroit, Michigan area?
Good. How's it going?
It's going, man. It's going. I'm feeling good today, Rocco. I mean, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling spry. I'm feeling good. Chris is over here looking like
I'm like a Detroit reporter. I'm just slouching in my chair and asking questions. And
Nothing much to talk about there, huh?
he actually is kind of like a Detroit reporter there. Rocco, what's up? What's up with Patty sitting there talking about, instead of talking football, he's talking about someone having a little bit more courtesy and respect and not to be slouching when they ask a question.
Who said that? I didn't hear it.
Matt Patty.
Oh.
He actually, you're going to have to look at this one, Rocco.
Yeah.
He actually stopped the interviews and he called somebody out and said they need to have a little more respect that they come in all the time slouching in their chair.
He's lionized already, huh?
Yeah, that's a good one. Lionized. I like that. But I mean, I don't like the cross reference if that comes over my way at all, but I do like the, But Patty's probably going to be in deep trouble in Detroit real quick. Before we get too far, Rocco, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring Detroit Dupes in on the call.
Okay.
So let's bring Detroit Dupes in on the call here. You still with us, Rocco?
No, it hangs up on him while
Okay.
you're doing that. So, you look at these games today, John, and I don't know. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 games I have marked as that are going to be good matchups.
Yo, Detroit Dupes. Sorry to cut you off there, Chris. Detroit Dupes on the phone. Let me go ahead and connect us all in there. We're on the conference call. We got the Primo brothers. Detroit Dupes, you with me?
What up? What up, Rock? What up, Chris?
What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
All right, we're all here, guys. I'm telling you right now, I hope you got your cup of orange juice. I hope you had your English muffin, maybe with an egg and a turkey sausage, maybe some side bacon on that thing, and 3 cups of coffee. This is going to be wild and ready to go today.
Hey,
Last week was hard.
hey, real quick, you're right on the Stuart Scott. That guy was a pimp, but we had the same crooked eye, so I love that guy too.
Yeah, you guys both did have the bent vision, and I do appreciate your enthusiasm. Stuart Scott was the man, and I will forever always use that quote of his, and I can't even say that it was his, but it's the first time I ever heard it. Cool as the other side of the pillow. All right?
That guy was great.
He was great, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Always consistently the same. He was great. So there's a shout out to the late Stuart Scott. Thanks for bringing that back, Detroit Dupes. So, Detroit Dupes, I talked to Rocco. Did you by any chance see what Patty did in the interview?
I did see an interview with him, but he looked more scared to me about Minnesota. I just saw like our rendition of the coach's corner.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna find this interview, and I'm gonna literally, and I usually don't do this, and I don't even know if I'm allowed to do this. Okay? But like I've always done what I was supposed to do my whole life, right? You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of things I wasn't supposed to give the kid $5 that worked at 7-Eleven to put a case of Heineken out by the dumpster, but I did. Okay? And I probably shouldn't have cut my handlebars on my bike so my jam box would fit on it so that I could drink those Heinekens in the woods, I said. But I did. Okay? So I'm going to play the clip here a little bit later in the show of what Patricia, who I like to call Patty, and I could say a number of other things about Pat Mai, but I'll either call him Patty or Pat Mai, so that's where we're going. If you guys hear me say Pat Mai, I'm talking about Patricia.
All right.
He said and stopped an interview, Detroit Dupes, and he told the guy, now, come on now, that's disrespectful. Have a little bit more courtesy and respect. You come in here, you're slouching every time you ask a question.
Who did he say that to?
A reporter.
He was an ESPN reporter, too.
Yeah. He called the guy out for slouching while he asked the question.
Said it was unprofessional.
Unprofessional.
Well, that's like Rocky said. Every coach gets lionized. They all look like deer in headlights after about 3, 4, 5 games. They realize, crap, I'm in Detroit. This isn't New England. And, it's just downhill from there.
Yeah. And then they go and trade away Golden Tate. It's like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on here?
How do you guys feel about that?
It's ridiculous. If anyone wants to... Sorry.
I was going to say, I guess they weren't going to keep him next year. They would have had to pay him. They got a 3rd-round pick out of him. I understand that part, but that's not a team that's going for the win,
It's sad to see. I'll tell you that right now. Sad to see. What's he doing? Are you trying to act like he's Gruden or something? He's losing. He's going to try to act like he planned it or something like that? Really?
I really don't get that trade either because, you look at the standings and they're still in it, man. I mean, I know they're, what are they, 3-4 or 3, what are they, 3-4 guys? Yeah, they're 3-4. The Bears are leading.
Anyone.
The Bears are leading the conference at 4-3, so they're a game back.
They're still in it. A lot of division games left, too.
The Bears are as good as everybody thinks they are.
Game.
The Vikings, they play today. They can take the lead on the Vikings. And the Packers are going to be 3-4-1 after today. You hear that, John? 3-4-1 after today.
I know. That's the Lions for you.
So, is Golden Tate not a good locker room guy? I'll be honest. I thought that maybe the Patricia Belichick Patriots are kind of looking for another wide receiver. Would he go to the Patriots? And why wouldn't the Patriots give up a 3rd or 4th round pick for that guy?
Right.
So is there something we don't know about Golden Tate? That's my question, I guess.
If you saw the game last week, or any game, it's Golden Tate that moves the chains most of the time.
Yeah.
And they think they're going to replace a slot guy like that. That's how inept the Detroit Lions are. They're like, we'll just move on without him.
All right, so that being the case, guys, you guys are the Detroit guys. You're the, so then do this for me. Make sense of it for me. Tell me right now, and for everybody else out there, like-minded, make sense. What in the world is going on over there in D-Town?
Same old
Take it
story.
away, Dupes.
Same old story. Same old. I mean, it never changes. And then you look at them and they go, "Oh, we know this is a business," and blah 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 blah. They can talk for 3 hours and not say anything in Detroit. They've mastered that. I think Mariucci started that. That guy can talk for 10 hours and not say anything.
I'm pretty good at that too, man. I can talk for a long time. You won't realize I said anything for at least 48 hours. I'm good. I mean, somebody told me one time I could sell a bag of turd. So, I mean, I'm good at that too, but not as good as this guy is. I mean, when you got to stop a press conference and you're going to talk about somebody's posture, have you guys by any chance paid attention to the co-host on Leap Alive?
Whoa, that ain't right.
I mean, if we're going to start calling people out on posture, sometimes he's got a foot up on this desk with no pedicure, I said.
This is true. And, I think it's really ironic that he calls someone out on professionals. And I'm a Matt Patricia guy. I like Matt Patricia. But, baseball hat backwards, pencil in the ear, full-grown, disgusting beard, with probably food from 3 days ago still in it. He wins the Super Bowl, comes off the plane. He's wearing a shirt with the picture of the commissioner of the NFL, who is basically keeps him in a job. And the reason he hasn't had one of the reasons he probably hadn't had a head coaching job with a big clown nose on it. So, to call people out for being unprofessional, probably not the right
Hey,
call.
guys, I tell you what we're going to do with no further ado, okay? What I'm going to – yeah, a total hypocrite. With no further ado, what I'm going to do is I am going to play the Patricia clip, Patty, Pat, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to play the Patricia clip for you right now. Okay, here we go.
Well, do me a favor, just kind of sit up and just have a little respect for the process. Every day you come and ask me questions, and you just kind of give me this. But I mean, just be a little respectful. I'm asking just to be a little respectful in this whole process, okay? So
I can't hear any of it.
And I'll answer it for you.
One sec.
That's Matt Patricia,
All right, so
Lions head coach.
that basically, Rocco, what I'll say is he's saying that he comes out there every day. He's looking, he's slouching. He's telling them to have a little respect for the process. And Rocco, the reason why you couldn't hear it is because I got it going. The actual playback wasn't going through the system. So if you would have heard it, you would have had to been watching, which would have been a little bit of a delay.
He's an idiot. They're all idiots, and they know that he's going to lose this week because one of the reasons is Adam Thielen's like 10th of the league. He got an 8-game, 100-yard receiving record with Kelvin Johnson. He's going to break today, and they think they're going to double cover Thielen. It'll be Stephon Diggs. I mean, they're ridiculous.
And Diggs is out today, but yeah, they're not going to be able to stop Thielen.
All right, so that I gotta really quick just put this out there. Now, Detroit dupes, you're kind of coming back in here. You missed Thursday. Now you're coming back in as a different guy. You told me Detroit was going to win this game last week.
I had a momentary lapse of reason, Johnny. I went with my heart instead of my gut. And that still, you don't bet with or against Detroit. You just kind of treat it as blah.
I like that. A momentary lapse of reason.
Can you push?
Never happen again.
It's never going to happen again. With the record you have, I mean, we obviously know you haven't been, picking with your heart. A lot of people do that in everyday situations. They're thinking from here instead of from here. And when you start doing some emotional thinking, there's trouble coming your way. I mean, I always tell people all the time, they're like, you think this is going to happen? You think this is going to happen? They're like, no, this is going to happen. I say this to them flat out. Would you bet your house on it? Well, what happened? Hey, hold on. What? Would you bet your house on it? And they're like, and I said, now I want you to think from there.
All right.
Think from there right now. Next thing you know, they go, you know what? No, I wouldn't bet my house on it. Well, there's your pick right there. You ain't going to put your house on it. You pick from the heart. You're not picking from the brain. That happens in Vegas all the time. Look at Chris. Could you imagine him being in the audience with Patricia? And he'd be wearing New England. I think we need to send Chris.
I wear my Tom Brady shirt to the Detroit Lions press conference all day long. But you know what? One of you guys called him an idiot. Do you know his background? What he went to school for?
Yes, we do. He went to school, and this is no disrespect to anybody in this business, for sanitation disposal.
Dude, no. Seriously, do you know what his degree is in? He went to RPI, which is, I think that's in upstate New York, right? Rochester Polytech, or Rensselaer Polytech, and I think that's in New York. He's got a degree in a Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Engineering. So he's no idiot.
Guys, does this scare you? Does this scare you a little bit that Chris knows stuff like that?
Yeah, he might not be an idiot in that, but he's not doing that for a job.
Well, he's definitely a good defensive coordinator. The head coach thing we're going to have to wait and see on.
Wait a second. If he's so good at defense, maybe we should check and see what they are ranked at in defense. How good is he in defense? Belichick was running that damn defense. Everybody knows it.
Yeah, but I disagree with that. I think Bill Belichick, the reason he's so good, he puts I call it aces in his places. So he oversees it, and he has a hand on it by all means. offense and defense. But I think he really lets his coaches do their job as the Patriots way of saying it is. I think he gives it, he has his input and he'll say, hey, look at this and look at this. But he trusts his coordinators because he has them trained by him.
Yeah, I don't believe that one bit. I think it's my way or the highway over there.
But it is Belichick's way, and that's the way Patricia does it. He does it Belichick's way, but it's got Matt Patricia's twist to it. So Belichick definitely has control over everything. And I mean, yeah, let's be honest. If something's going to get overruled, Belichick's going to do it. But I think he lets his coaches do their thing on game day because he's so well prepared, and his coaches are so well prepared that you listen to other teams and coaches, and they talk about how well prepared the Patriots all are. It amazes me that other teams aren't following that model as much as the Patriots do.
Exactly, and you'd think Patricia would follow it to a T.
Well,
that's enough said right there.
He's only 9 weeks into his first season there, though. Belichick has 18 seasons as the Patriots head coach.
Look,
you look at Fitzpatrick. I'm going to go back to Ryan Fitzpatrick today. He's 14 years in the NFL. Of course, he's going to make better decisions than Jameis Winston. He's seen more football than Jameis Winston's.
Hey,
he's
rookies!
forgotten more football than Jameis Winston knows.
Hang on, rookies are making better choices than Jameis Winston is.
But he's better than Jameis Winston. There's a difference.
No, I don't think he is. I don't think he is. They've both thrown a bunch of interceptions. They've both thrown for about the same amount of yardage and the same amount of touchdowns through the 4 games that they've each played. And when Fitzpatrick puts them in a better position and should be the starting quarterback there, but Fitzpatrick has seen more football and knows the way the defense is setting up better than Jameis does.
Let me
just
help you
through
out.
experience.
Let me help you out
It
here and
comes
make
down to
this.
experience, man. You guys got to get that.
Hey, man, look, it's not about experience. You can rake leaves your whole life. It doesn't mean you're the best leaf raker in the world.
Yeah,
all right?
but you take a leaf raker that's been doing it 15 years, he's going to be better than the guy doing it for 2 years.
I raked leaves the very first time I did it. I was a pro, I said. Okay? And let me tell you this right now. After this weekend and watching football replays from the Farmington Hills Rocket Squad. All right, you're talking to 3 guys right here. We've reviewed plays from back in Little League, and I'll tell you what, right now, we were good then, we were good now. We were good as kids, we're good now. Right, guys?
Right.
We ain't going to. Rocco was kicking off.
They
All right.
do a lot of pro defense in college, too, now. There's no excuses.
Hey, listen to this. I'm just going to tell you, there is no excuse. And here's the simplicity of it in this sense of the way. I don't care how long Fitzpatrick has been playing versus Jameis. There's a reason why I don't care. Because Fitzpatrick has always been able to be more accurate on the deep ball than Jameis Winston has always been. They've always been as accurate as they are. And the pros know it when they say you got what you got. You're not going to change. Look at what happened here. Okay, and I'm going to say this right now. I'm a huge Tim Tebow fan. And the reason why I'm a huge Tim Tebow fan is because he doesn't let the naysayers stop him from doing something he has a passion to do. And to me, that's life and what life's all about. So the guy gives a clear message for people to pursue a passion because you want to. And life is only about the pursuit. Somebody said it was the pursuit of happiness. They didn't say it was happiness. They said the pursuit. So I really appreciate the guy that comes out there and he pursues that. And he's got a lot of guts doing it. But let me tell you something. They knew that you weren't going to recreate how much time it took him to get rid of the ball. They knew that. They knew that in the NFL. Now, if you really look at Tim Tebow's winning percentage, it's ridiculous. The guy was a winner. He was not a loser. He was a winner. Yeah. He had the most comeback wins in a season than any quarterback did. And that's a fact. It's right there. It was like 7 weeks in a row. Wow. Okay?
Yeah.
So.
Great college quarterback. No question about it.
Beyond that, he's a winner in life.
He is a winner in life, and his message is so awesome. This guy gets criticized so bad. A lot like me, I've had people criticize, what do you think you're doing? You think you're going to start a sports show? I said, yeah. And they're like, what makes you think you're going to start a sports show? I said, because I said so. Because I said so. What are you talking about? There's not an army outside of my front door that's got a defensive plan to stop me just from going to get a gallon of milk. I'm going to get a gallon of milk because I said so. Whew. I told you guys, man, I'm on fire today.
John, we got a Facebook Live comment from Zane. He's got a new person in our MVP race.
Uh-oh.
John the Leaf Maker is the season's MVP. John the Leaf Maker. Way to go, Zane.
Yeah.
John gets a little bit crazy on us sometimes, and that was one of his rants. We'll see more of those before the show is over, I'm sure.
Well, I know you're telling the audience that, not the Primo brothers, because the Primo brothers know me like the back of their hand. All right?
Yeah.
And they know. So, hey, guys, that to me, I just wanted to put that out and say that. And now what I want to do is, because we're on this topic, I really want to hear from the Primo brothers on our situation that they know all too well in their home turf, but our situation in Tampa. And Rocco, what do you think about this whole thing with Jameis Winston coming in and showing who he really is, and with Fitzpatrick getting the start again?
I think it was the plan all along. They're not going to keep Winston, and the coach really messed up flip-flopping like that. I think he should have just, stuck with Fitzpatrick. The guy had one bad game. He can't just pull him. He rallies the team. Winston, I don't know about some of those interceptions. I don't know what he's thinking, if he wants to get out of there as well, but I think they had a plan to get rid of him the whole time, and that was just the excuse they came up with there.
And you did say that early on, Rocco, as you said.
Because Fitzpatrick's not the future. We know that.
Right.
I mean, he's probably the best backup quarterback ever. But we'll see what kind of plan they come up with.
The guy's probably made about $50 million in his career. He's got 6 or 7 kids. He's doing pretty good, I think he's got one more run. He's got one more run to pick up another maybe. I'll tell you this. I think Fitz can pick up another $30 million in his career, which is great.
For sure.
So, I mean, that's that to me right there. When you look at it like that, the guy's got the talent that somebody's going to pay him $14-15 million a year.
How old is James?
If there's not a for sure quarterback in the draft for him this year, then he'll be the quarterback next year.
You know it. So, hey, I'm ready to clean house here in Tampa. I'll tell you that right now. I'm ready to clean house. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time ready to clean house. Hey, I'll get into that other part of that in a second, but Detroit Dupes, what do you think about the whole thing that we got going on here with our quarterback, what they might want to call the quarterback controversy? And I don't think it's a controversy, but Detroit Dupes.
With hindsight and all that, I think it's completely obvious that you might not be giving the coaching staff enough credit over there. I think all along they were like, we got to see what Winston can do. We got to see. They just put him out there to see what was going to happen, to see what they have, to evaluate their future, and they now know that he's not good. he's Vince Young. He's all those type guys.
But they have to pay him.
And they have to pay him. So now they know that's what you're seeing there. So that might be a good sign for Tampa. What do you think?
I mean, I do. The thing I don't like is I've never really been a Cutter fan because of the fact that they've never seemed to be able to pull the locker room together in a sense where, okay, look, we kind of predicted this and what was going to happen. We seen this from the fans' perspective, and if we're seeing this and kind of calling it now, I won't say the same for 620 WDAE Tampa Bay Radio, and there's a reason why I won't, because those guys have absolutely zero clue. You guys missed a Thursday show because I think it was Wednesday. I called their show up and I was live on air, and you know what they did?
Hung up on you.
They hung up on me.
Yeah, that's the same people you were talking about, yeah.
They hung up, and I wasn't saying something like, your mama's so big, her belt size is the equator. I wasn't saying, stupid stuff. I was talking football. And they hung up on me right when they got to the point of they wanted to start saying, and first of all, they were comparing football, to hockey.
What?
They compared football to hockey. And they're going to use the comparison as, well, you look at the Tampa Bay Lightning, they had this player. He just wasn't what we thought he was going to be. He wasn't doing great. And what happened? We didn't get rid of him. We didn't do this. Steve Yzerman rehabbed him and then got a value for him. And look, first and foremost, if you're going to even try to compare the two, you're not going to compare a Steve Yzerman as far as, GM, okay, from a winning pedigree. He grew up on a winning pedigree, building championship teams, okay, in Detroit. I'm talking championship teams. That's what he's from. That's his pedigree, okay? He didn't eat chuck wagon. That was full pedigree food right there. You're not going to compare a Steve Yzerman GM, which, by the way, I think you guys will be seeing in a year in Detroit as your GM. You're not going to compare a Steve Yzerman GM to our GM in Tampa Bay. That's first and foremost. Then you're not comparing apples to oranges. Hockey's not football. And then they wanted to compare it to baseball when they hung up on me. There's 162 games in baseball. How do you compare that game to football with 16 games in a season? Things are happening now,
Ridiculous.
Whew. Man, can somebody turn the AC on in this place?
That Tampa Bay. I mean, jeez.
Yeah, they're going to clean house.
They're
Hey,
a lot like the Lions. It's a team that's
Who
a
they
lot like
playing
the
today?
Lions.
Who are they playing today?
Tampa's playing a tough.
Carolina.
Yeah, they're playing a
Yeah.
tough Carolina Panthers game today. And I'm going to tell you right now, I right there look at that and I say, okay, we're playing a tough Panthers football team, but we're playing that game with the right quarterback at the helm.
For sure.
At Carolina?
Yes. Yes.
Ooh.
I know, and we'll get
It's
it.
magic, baby!
And we're going to get into that, Detroit Dips, when we go around and make these picks. So,
Every game's like that.
yeah, it is. Chris, are you paying attention to our Facebook post?
Yeah,
You said and promised you would.
I've told you everything that's important. We got a couple people out there watching.
I mean, John.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your coach firing.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I knew, and I'm telling you right now, I could smell the fire burning. But we put up, those promo spots, guys, where we had what we thought, okay, let's put up 3 coaches, okay? And pretty much all of us were pretty much in that zone of, where we agreed, that's a pretty good 3. And I was leaning more towards you because you don't go 33, 35, and 1 and keep your job. I don't know how you go 0 and 16 and keep your job. And then when you start going at it and blaming everybody else, I'm sorry. If you're the head coach and you can't win a game and then you come back and you get a tie, you get this. Granted, they had more, overtimes in a row than anybody I've ever seen, but you go bye-bye now. You go home now. You'll be here too long. Watch, I'll get in trouble for that, right? For doing impersonations.
Or were they finally gelling because they should have won 2 or 3 more games, I think.
Yeah, and
Did they just break that all up again?
guys, not only, and I'm not going to try to pat myself too hard on the back here because it'll hurt, okay? But not only did I call for the jobs, I told you who the new head coach would be. And I called it. The defensive coordinator was going to be, the defensive coach is now the interim head coach. Watch what happens. The guy's a little bit crazy and sounds like me right now. Maybe throws a couple too many F-bombs. Okay?
Who is it, Greg Williams?
Yeah. And he's been accused of some bad stuff in the NFL, guys. Like paying guys to rip someone's head off. And unfortunately, Brett Favre was at the short end of the stick when it came to those games. Woo! Man, I think he was paying the referees to not call penalties. Could you imagine Brett Favre when he went from the Jets to the Vikings if they had the rules they had right now in place? You were not going to stop that guy. He had something to prove. He took both those teams into the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And remember what happened to him? The guy got literally almost killed in those games. They were hitting him late in the chin. I mean, they were killed. And then to come to find out they were getting paid extra.
Yeah, hitman.
Yeah. And it's just like, whoa, Brett Favre is a tough cookie now. You know it.
Yeah.
He was getting up and tapping him on the helmet, going, damn, dude. Wow. Good hit.
Brett Favre
Great
is one of the toughest
competitor, man.
quarterbacks ever to play the game.
I think Brett Favre could still play with the rules they have today. I guarantee it. You can come out right now and still play with the rules they had today. Because
Yeah, for sure.
if he was in those playoff runs, every one of them hits we watch, and you can go back and watch those games. If you got the NFL package, you can go back and watch them all. There would have been penalty after penalty, and he would have ripped defenses apart. He wouldn't have had to put up the Hail Marys.
How old
He
was
was
he
the
when he
man.
retired?
How old was Favre when he retired?
Yeah.
40?
He was the man.
He was well into his 40s, I think. Let's see.
Chris is doing a search for us, guys.
2010, and he was born in.
Guys, we're going to get ready to start rolling, but before we start rolling on all of our picks, we got to clear something up here. So, Detroit Dupes talked to me yesterday. He said, "Oh, by the way, I had San Francisco." And I don't know if he sent that telegram via a pigeon and it's just late, or how that telegram was sent to me. But I gotta go to Chris on this, Chris, because Chris is ready to give you your pick, and I'm trying to pump the brakes on a 1972 Nova. It's got drum brakes in the front, and I'm pumping the brakes. Whoa!
Who'd Rocco pick? Who'd Rocco pick?
Invalid.
Wait, Rocco, who'd you pick?
I would have never have taken the Raiders. They're not going to win a game. And they won one, right? They're not going to win another one.
Hey, I was going to pick the Raiders, so I
I would have never taken Raiders.
thought that was going to be their chance there with that quarterback coming in, but boy, was I wrong.
There's a Clydesdale horse running down Main Street right now. I'm chasing it down barefoot, and I jumped on its back and grabbed both the reins and yanked back as hard. Whoa! We gotta pull the reins back on these Primo brothers. These guys are gonna go ahead and watch, Chris. These guys are gonna get so big, they're gonna have somebody else call in their picks for us.
Hey, at least they'd have him in on time if they called him in.
Shit, after my week last week, anybody can call in and make a pick.
Rocco, you had a tough week, did you?
No, I believe so.
Wait a minute.
Detroit Dupes.
No, Rocco had a good week last week.
Oh, so Rocco had the good week.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Detroit Dupes had another good week.
No, I had like 6 or 7 losses.
Yeah, Rocco, I have you only having 2 losses.
Wow.
Huh?
I had Rocco at 12-2. He missed the
Really? Week 8?
Yeah, you missed. Let me see who you missed. You missed the Lions, and you missed the Packers. You had every other game right, as far as I see.
Wow, shit.
That's good, Rocco. You come on fire.
Yeah.
I was 11-3. Mario was 8-6. Rocco was 12-2, and John was 10-4.
Oh, wow, I made a little move. All right. Usually I circle them down. I didn't circle them down last week.
That's all right, because Chris is doing it. Doesn't mean they're going to be right, but
Yeah,
he'll
I
circle
make it up as I go.
Detroit Dupes found out the hard way. Don't let Chris write your stuff down.
And the tape has mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah, Rocky thought he had about 9 losses. What's going on?
I was thinking 6 or 7 like you, but
Sometimes Chris, he might come off as an arrogant Boston Patriots fan, okay? But he's sympathetic sometimes.
I know. I should have shut up. I would have jumped in the standings with his 9 losses there.
He's sick guy. He has some strange sympathetic gestures sometimes. Like, he watches you eat and wants to offer you a piece of bread or something. Are you hungry? So
What kind of What kind of math you learning out there, Chatterhead?
Yeah. Hey.
I didn't go to RPI by no means.
So, guys, big question for you before we get into this here. Chris, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask the Detroit brothers, the Primo brothers, let's call them, okay? I don't know how long we can call them the Detroit brothers, but Detroit Dupes is kind of concreted in that way. I love that name. But what we're going to do is we're going to go around the horn here, guys, and we're going to talk about the game of the week, and we're going to talk about the upset of the week before we go through the picks. So, Rocco, let's start it out with you right off the get-go, unless you want to defer to your Detroit Dupes. With the
Give a
game,
rundown real quick.
you want a rundown real quick of all the games?
Yeah.
I'll give
Yeah,
you the
just
rundown real quick of all the games.
It's called
Okay.
Get on the internet and look for yourself.
Here we go. All right. 1 o'clock games coming.
I don't have one of those fancy computers.
All right, here we go. Running it down. 1 o'clock games. Bears at the Bills. Buccaneers at the Panthers. Chiefs at the Browns. Jets at the Dolphins. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens. Rivalry. Lions are at the Vikings. Falcons are at the Redskins. Going into the 4:05 games. Texans are at the Broncos. The Chargers are at the Seahawks. The Rams are at the Saints. Wow. The Packers are at the Patriots for the 8 o'clock game. And your Monday Night Football game is the Titans at the Cowboys.
Wow.
I know. I mashed that together like a thickly spread peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I hope you got all the pieces together.
By your emphasizations, I can tell who you think the game of the week is, John.
No, I might have thrown you a curveball with a little spit on the side of
Here,
it.
I'm going to write it down on a piece of paper for later so I can prove to you that I know.
Oh, you're going to try to prove that you think.
I think I know, and now you'll probably change it because you think I know that you know that he knows that you know.
Huh. All right. Who wants to start this off? Detroit
Take it
Dupes
away,
or
dude.
Rocco?
Let's do it. What are we picking?
Game of the week.
First and
Game of
foremost,
the week.
let's pick the game of the week. The one that you feel is the most exciting game that everybody should tune into, Detroit Dupes, and why?
It's gotta go. I think maybe Chargers, Seattle.
Game of the week, Chargers, Seattle. Now, that's it. That's something I wasn't prepared for. So,
I think that's a good pick.
why is that the game of the week?
Because this is the week, I think, this is the week, this is pivotal. This is the most crucial game for the Chargers. They do this every year. They go 5-2, 6-2, and then they lose 4 or 5 in a row. They have to beat Seattle. I'm not picking Seattle because they beat Detroit last week. I can't go off of that.
Right.
It's at Seattle, though, right?
Yes.
Yep.
This is the biggest game for Phillip Rivers ever. He's got to win this game. He's got to do it.
He does got to win this game. So, what is it though that makes it to where it's the game? Is that why it's the game? You think it's going to be a tight game, a close game?
Well, it's going to be the game of the week because Seattle's on an uptick now, and you know how they are. And it's at home at Seattle, and it's just a huge game for both teams.
You know,
Both teams need to win.
I got to say something funny. Somebody was comparing what Patricia said about the guy slouching, and he compared it, and he goes, "Could you imagine if Pete Carroll was in on the interview chomping on his gum?"
Right.
And it was funny because we talked about that last week about Pete Carroll and his jaw muscles. The guy can chomp on some gum.
Let me ask one thing: is Gordon going, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he is going.
Huh? Okay, so that's Detroit Dupes is taking his game of the week to be the Chargers at the Seahawks. Rocco,
And that, yeah.
did you have
I'm
something else?
going-
Hang on. Detroit Dupes, I cut you off before you said something that could potentially be brilliant.
No, I'll wait.
Okay. Whew. Rocco, game of the week.
I'm going with Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Besides the two obvious games.
Pittsburgh,
Baltimore.
you know what? I'll tell you what. That is something they're calling a rivalry. And I got a pretty good idea why you're picking this the game of the week. But let us know, Rocco.
Well, last time Baltimore shut down the running back, that James Conner guy, so we're going to see if they can do that again. It's in Baltimore. Big division game. We'll see.
Is Bell ready?
No, he still hasn't showed up.
Really?
Yeah. Ben doesn't play good on the road. There's a lot of things that could go right, a lot of things that could go wrong in this one.
That's a lot of close games, too, in that game.
I know. Could be a field goal game. You just never know. But, yeah, I think that's the game of the week right there.
I like it. I like it a lot. Let's move over here to Chris. As some reason or another has changed his posture dramatically for this show.
You know, I'm looking at these games, and there's so many good games to choose from. I'm just going to, I think Steelers-Ravens will be a great game. I'm kind of looking at two games here to choose between.
Wait. Before you do this, hang on. Before you do this. Hey, you think you guys know what game he's going to pick is the game of the week? I'm
not.
The suspense is killed. The suspense is killing me.
No, because that's the game everybody's talking about. I think no matter who wins that game, these teams I think they're both going to the playoffs. So, I'm looking at this Bucs-Panthers game as a game where it's going to decide playoff. It's going to have playoff implications for both teams. If the Bucs lose,
that was my second choice.
If the Bucs lose, they're out. If the Panthers lose, it's going to be a lot tougher. The Steelers Raven. That's whoever wins that game is probably going to go on to win the North. The other game, it's not a divisional game, but it's a conference game. It's actually not a conference game, it is the Falcons and the Redskins. The Redskins are kind of a surprise team to me. I like that Alex Smith, Matt Ryan matchup. I think that's going to be a great game today. It's kind of going under the radar of all these other games.
Okay.
Atlanta can slide right in there.
You're right. Atlanta could slide in there. What a tough division.
Get right back in the picture.
So, Chris, I'm sorry. Just to reiterate for me, my friend.
You're just surprised, speechless that I didn't pick the Patriots?
Just to reiterate, my friend.
Reiterate what? The game I picked?
The game of the week.
Falcons at the Redskins will be the game of the week.
Not bad.
Thank you, Detroit Dupes there.
You want to know who I had? I'll tell you, the second team, I think. And I think the Detroit game is going to be a great game.
No, don't start trying to take second and thirds because now I got a pick to make.
I already wrote down who you're going to pick.
You wrote down who
I wrote down who you're going to pick.
Okay, guys.
Detroit Vikings.
Here we go. I'm going over to camera 2. Here's Chris live with his Nostradamus pick of the week.
My pick? I told you already.
No, you picking mine. You're Nostradamus.
No, I'm not. You've got to say yours. I have yours written down. We'll see.
Where's the paper at? Show everybody. I won't look. We're making sure he keeps it somewhere. Okay, here we go. Now. Whew. Guys. I know. My pick of the week most certainly isn't what Chris has down because I do know how to see the future. The earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour, and to me, it's going 600. Okay? I'm slowing it down. I'm not picking a cheese game. No, I'm not picking a cheese game.
Packers?
No,
Packers,
I'm not
Patriots.
picking a cheese game.
Packers Patriots.
The game of the week to me is going to be a 425 game. Okay? That's the game I'm picking as the game of the week. It's a 425 game, and it's going to be the Rams coming to New Orleans. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
This is going to tell you everything. He just, homeboy over here, just chicken scratched something on this paper. This damn piece
No,
of paper.
I thought you were gonna go with
Hang
Steelers
on.
Ravens. I thought you were gonna go with Steelers Ravens.
Steelers Ravens. You thought. No, there's your piece of chicken scratch back. I'm going Rams and the Saints, and the reason why I picked this game, Rams at the Saints, is because I think we're going to find out first and foremost if there's a team out there that's going to give the Rams, which to me are incredible. I mean, incredible. They just picked up another defensive lineman, okay?
Right. Yeah,
And
another first.
Like
rounder.
they didn't have already a defensive front that is scary good. Now they got a guy in Fowler. He's used to playing the 4-3, but they've taken this guy in a 3-4 defense and put him to an outside linebacker. So really think about that. Everybody, well, he's going to need time to adjust. Are you kidding me? Time to adjust? Get the
They came from New
quarterback.
Orleans, though, right?
He's got Sue in there and he's got Donald in there, and he's going to have the opportunity. What a brilliant, brilliant trade. He's going to have an opportunity to come in. Essentially, it's just like coming around one-on-one, and you know it every single play. So
What if they over pursue and jump too quick on Breeze? Breeze will take advantage of that.
he'll
Take you
wait.
apart.
Yeah, he's gonna. Go ahead, Fowler. Come in and get Breeze. You're talking about the most accurate football quarterback in the NFL for a very long time. That's why he has the yards he has, guys. It's not about anything else except for putting the football in somebody's numbers. Okay?
Hey, good running backs, which they have, and screenplays kill that kind of defense.
They do. So my game of the week is this in the fact of because this team, the Rams team, to me, is the best put together on offensive defense than I've seen in quite a while. Okay? I'm not real sure about their defensive backs, and I think if they got a weak spot, it's in the defensive secondary. Okay? But the defensive front, the offense, are you kidding me right now, this offense? I mean, look at their running back, Gurley. This guy's incredible, and he's getting better. I mean, he's getting better. He is.
They're a mirror. They're a mirror, though. And then you got Alvin Kamara.
Yes. So,
I mean, they're almost the same team minus a couple big names. I mean,
So
they're
Minus defense.
almost
absolutely.
the same.
Absolutely
but
correct.
Breeze has the ability to outscore that defense, to score a lot.
That's why right there it's my game of the week, because the Rams are going to come in. Now, if the Rams come in to New Orleans and dismantle in swift fashion the Saints and they're 8-0, wow, right?
Right?
Or is it going to be
Scratch their
9?
name on the
Have
trophy.
they had a bye week yet? I didn't even
they're
check.
8-0.
They're 8-0 right now.
The Rams haven't now.
Okay, so they're 8-0 right now. If they come in and they dismantle the Saints and go 9-0, hello, you know what's up, right? You know what's up.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, they're a couple wins away from securing a bye week in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, so, but the Saints, on a bigger note, if the Saints give the Rams their first loss, we're all jumping on the Saints. I mean,
And they're playing at home too.
yeah. So that's why, guys, this is my pick of the week. I guarantee you this. My eyes are glued to this game because this game right here has a lot to say with where we are with some of the best teams in the NFL.
And let's be honest, that the New Orleans Saints should probably be undefeated. The only loss they had was to the Bucs in week 1, right?
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
doesn't
well,
mean they shouldn't have won that game. They should not have
That's
won
why-
that game. They lost that
that's
game
why-
because Fitz was the quarterback.
That's why I took the pick I picked, because if one of them two teams, either of them teams can take a loss, and it's not really going to affect them. But if you go to San Diego, Seattle, I mean, that could be their season.
I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get where you went with that and why and how detrimental a loss is to either one of those teams. I'm just on the other side of the field of who the best is right now and who's going to dismantle one of the best teams. I want to see that.
Well, and John, we keep talking. You know me, I keep looking at the schedule and the games ahead too. So after this Saints game, they play the Seahawks who are improved, the Chiefs, the Lions, the Bears, the Eagles, the Cardinals, and the Niners. So, you know, Lions will be a tough game, Chiefs will be a tough game, and the Seahawks will be a tough game. But even if they lose these four, they're still 12-14. So, you know, this game doesn't mean as much to the Rams as it does to the Saints. So, you know, you really got to – the Saints really need that win because their division is that much tougher, I think.
Well, Chris, why don't you just go right ahead then and lead off right now with the biggest upset of the week?
Wow, why are you going to put me on a spot like that?
I mean, right now, you look good on camera, dude. It's probably the best focus we've had on you yet. The lighting's right. Everything's good. Take advantage of it, man. Shine, man.
I have a cut. Let me see how many upsets I have here. I have – that's an upset 1, 2, 3.
Guys, I didn't
4.
know he was going to do that. I mean, I'm asking him for.
I'm picking 4 upsets in this game, and the one and a couple of them are a stretch. You know that Lions Viking game, the Vikings are favored in that, and I'm going to take the Lions in that game. But I think my upset pick of the week is going to be I'm going to take the Bucs over the Panthers.
Your upset pick of the week.
Bucs over the Panthers. I'm riding Fitzmagic.
You are. You're drinking
I'm on
the
a Fitzmagic
Kool-Aid.
carpet ride.
You're drinking the Kool-Aid. He's going to come in next week, and his the milk he's been spilling on his chin, it's going to become red. He's drinking the Kool-Aid.
I just think their offense is so potent with Fitzmagic in there. Carolina's, you know, this game's going to can the Tampa Bay defense hold out? I think if Fitz can hold on to the ball and not make turnovers, the Tampa Bay defense is not great, but it's not as bad as it's looked because Jameis keeps giving the ball back to the offense, and the offense is just spending too much time out there. They can't withstand that. And
The defense
can't withstand that being on the field so much. And I think Fitzmagic gives them a little bit more time on the field, can possess the ball a little bit longer, and they hold on to the win. I hope it doesn't go down to field goals, though. If it goes down to field goals, I'm going to lose.
You got Fitzmagic's record against the Panthers?
No.
No, we don't have that, Detroit dude.
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting. Now that you got the mic, Detroit Dupes, why don't you go right on ahead with your upset pick of the week?
All right. Who's Green Bay playing?
New England.
There's your upset of the week. Green Bay is heart. You are going to see a different Green Bay team today. If they don't win today, they're done. They know it. You will see everything come out of Green Bay today. I think Brady's going to throw a couple picks. I think it's just going to be, God, I can't even say a blowout. Because I don't know. I don't know the score, but I think Green Bay wins that. I think that's their upset of the week.
That's a good one. You're picking the upset of the week, and you're saying that is an upset if Green Bay wins that game?
Yes, because they have no business winning it.
Yeah, that would be an upset. You know, Patriots at home on a Sunday night, they're going to be tough to beat.
Right.
So that's a good pick for an upset. I don't see it happening, but I'm biased.
Wow.
I don't count the heart of Green Bay out.
I never would do that. Rocco, do you got an upset pick of the week?
Yeah, that's my upset pick as well.
Ha-ha!
Over New England.
Green Bay over New England. Chris, are you hearing this?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to pick that too. That means I gain a game on all three of you. I hope you pick it too, Johnny.
You do?
Yeah.
How bad do you hope I pick it?
You'll pick something else just to spite me.
Hey, it got nothing to do with spite, my friend. Nothing to do with spite. I don't spite anything. I love watching people lose. Matter of fact, I'm guilty of playing possum sometimes, acting like I'm losing myself until the last 30 seconds, which is exactly the same thing Aaron Rodgers is going to do. There's nothing better to me than someone thinking they're winning till the very end, then they lose. I would much rather win that way. I don't know why. I've been that way since I've been a kid. I would much rather be playing somebody that's ridiculing my play and thinking they won until the very end and it gets pulled off, because that defeat, and to watch somebody walk away where they're dragging their chin across the ground, it's pleasing to me. I don't know why. It just is.
Let me say one more thing. Matthews is going to play like unhinged today,
Matthews?
Sunday night. Yeah.
Well, if he plays too unhinged, he'll get penalties, because sometimes he has a little bit trouble controlling his energy.
All right.
We got to make sure he don't land on the quarterback, Tom Brady, because you know what that is. That's like probably bumping into the cover girl of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue and knocking her purse out of her hand in accident. You're going to get your crap kicked out of you.
Speaking of,
If you knock Tom Brady down too hard, you're in trouble.
Don't think they're not going to try to take Tom Brady out.
Right. If you were to link a word that Tom Brady says more than any word, what does he say?
Don't hit me.
Rocco, what does he say?
Jeez, I don't know.
He does say that almost every time I've seen his lips move. He says, I don't know. Chris.
let's go. That's his saying,
Right.
baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what? It is. And sometimes he says, come on. But he wins, and in the press, like interviews, and in the parades, he's saying, let's go. What, is there a party at your house? Where are we going? You already won. This is leading right up to my pick of the week, guys.
He'll say it tonight too when he comes out on the
He's
field.
going to say, let's go.
Yeah. Now that you say it, I can see it. Yeah.
You see it, don't you?
Oh yeah.
He's got his arms straight down in an underhand grip like he's going to curl some weights, and his fists are clenched by his knees, and he says, let's go.
So who do you think Green Bay is going to game plan for?
Who's Green
James
Bay?
White.
Hey,
James
Rocco,
White?
right there.
Yeah.
If they do not game plan for White, then they're not thinking defensively.
You can't game plan for
Yes,
James
you
White.
can.
No,
You
you
don't-
can't.
Why can't you?
Why? Nobody's been able to stop this guy.
Because they're putting a linebacker on essentially a receiver. How are you going to get a linebacker to cover White?
You can't.
Exactly. So you don't do it. There's your game plan. Can I get my safety over here? I
That's not-
said.
So your game plan is not to put a linebacker on him?
You're
That's
not
stupid.
going to put a
You gotta
linebacker.
so you put somebody else on him.
Yep.
Then what do the Patriots do?
You're going to have somebody.
What do the Patriots do if you put a linebacker, you put a safety or a cornerback on James White?
They
They throw it to
No,
Edelman, they throw it to Hogan, they can throw it to Gronk.
They-
You can't game plan against James White that way.
What they'll do.
You've got to let James White beat you and hope that Gronk, Edelman don't beat you.
What you do is you create a gate if you're the Patriots. Yeah, you do some sort of a
another
gate.
gate. Here you go.
There it is.
Here
You
go.
guys
Another
got
gate.
more gates
That's
than a
stupid.
schoolyard. Okay?
Hey,
There's
John,
more.
Hey,
Yeah.
John, I got a name for this segment.
Okay.
The hot button.
Hey, it sometimes takes me an hour to get this guy going. When I finally do, dude, it's like someone threw too much coal in the old steam engine.
You know, I gotta digress a little bit. You guys asked what's Fitzpatrick's record against the Carolina Panthers? 14 seasons in the NFL. Give me a guess at how many times they've played.
This will be his first time playing the Panthers.
Nope.
5.
Once. He's played them once.
And
And it was against Jake Delhomme was the quarterback. It was back in, when was it, 2009 or something like that? Fitzpatrick got the win against Delhomme, but he did not have a good game. He only had one touchdown.
how many turnovers did he have? How many turnovers did he have? Did they show that? More important.
Let's see. He was
And who was he quarterback for?
the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, you know what? That's when
and it's actually when Fitzmagic started because Trent Edwards went down and he came in the previous game and beat the Jets, and the defense got to him twice. He was only 11 of 22 passing, with a single touchdown. So I don't think he had an interception.
Anyway, that's interesting stat there for you.
The Bills defense won that game.
So, hey, check it out, guys. Just to get back to it real quick, and I don't want to beat a dead horse here, okay? But, yeah, you're right. There's no way that you're a defensive coordinator in the NFL if you haven't found out, and especially after last week, if you did not watch and see, or the week before that, that you don't know that you're not going to have a linebacker be able to cover White coming out of the backfield. That's a simple fact. So that if you have a linebacker on him and Brady sees that, especially when Brady knows probably as a linebacker what you run the 40 in, okay? He's going to look right away. Oh, yeah, that's right. Easy play right here. I'll check out my deep runs real quick, and they're covered. There's White. Open every time. He's going to gain 5 yards after he catches it. So, hello, move the chains. If you're a defensive coordinator and you do not right away understand that you're going to let Edelman beat you, okay, instead of White, you shouldn't be coaching against New England Patriots. I've said it here first.
Eye on them all day.
No, I'm taking Green Bay just because it doesn't sound like Gronk's going to play. And if Sony Michel plays, he'll probably be limited. So
yeah, I think the big
he's not going to have as many options.
Speaking of that, Chris, Gronk, it don't matter if he plays or not. It really don't. He hasn't had a touchdown in 6 games.
Yeah.
Only because
there ain't no onlys.
Well, he missed one. Yeah, 6. He has one, and he didn't.
I said he hasn't had a touchdown in 6 games.
Technically, it's 7, but he didn't play in the one.
So now you see why you got to stop White today.
Well, no.
If you don't get Gronk in there, okay, you don't have Gronk. Who's the ball going to?
Dude, I can say this, and I'm not going to lose my job by telling these NFL coaches how to stop the Patriots. Okay, the Patriots are the best at making those adjustments. The big problem here is if Sony Michel doesn't play, the Patriots are in trouble because they showed against Buffalo that they don't have a very good running game. So I'm hoping Sony Michel plays. The Patriots are a team where they're going to take what the defense gives you. If they take away James White, I'm okay with that because Brady's going to throw it to Gronk, Edelman, Hogan, Josh Gordon. You heard of him? He's got so many options, and he's seen every defense that anybody can put out there so far. So whoever they take away, he's just going to throw the ball somewhere else. And then they're going to have to start to defend that. If they start to defend that, then they go back to James White. That's the game the Patriots play. It doesn't matter. The Patriots are a team that on defense, they take one player out of the game and they do that the whole game. And the other teams don't make those adjustments. The Patriots make those adjustments. The Patriots are the best team at making second half adjustments.
They probably do that the best.
Hey,
and here's the thing.
With that said, player of the game, Clinton Dix.
Wow, that was a little bit X-rated there. Who is that?
That's Green Bay's backfield. I'm telling you, that guy's a pimp. And
they traded him.
They did?
Yeah, last week.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
Where'd he go?
Washington? I think he went to Washington.
Washington.
Are you sure?
Yep, there goes that idea. Hey, Chris, I want to just say this real quick, Chris. I didn't say what they're gonna do. I said what the defense should do. I didn't say that Patriots isn't the best adjusting team in the NFL that adjusts to whatever you do. I didn't say that. I said what the defensive team has to do. You can't not do it because they're going to adjust anyway. I'm just telling you what the defense has to do. Yes, you're playing the best team in the NFL when it comes to your second half adjustments. No doubt about it. You got a different team in the second half when you're facing the Patriots. Okay.
Hey, I'm changing my pick.
Oh! Whoa!
I did not know that New England will blow them out now. There's no way Green Bay has a chance without that guy. And
Wow!
My upset pick, I'm changing to the Saints beating the Rams.
What?
Wow, you know what? You really came. You know what, Rocco? He came out here and he tried to wing his picks, and now he's got a third cup of coffee in him, and he's thinking.
I think I did a 180 on that one.
I mean, what? He's like, whoa! Hey, talk about pulling the Clydesdales back. Woo!
There's no way they have a chance without a backfield. That's ridiculous. That's a lion move. I had no idea about that shit. I'm actually pissed about it.
I can tell.
Beat the Rams last week.
Huh?
Green Bay should have beat the Rams last week. They're not gonna lay down in New England. There's no way.
You know, that's one of the things when I was previewing the Patriots game is how do they respond to that loss? Because when they scored when New Orleans scored that touchdown with 2.5 minutes left, everybody knew that the game was over and that the Green Bay was about to win the game. And then Ty Montgomery put himself above the team and runs that ball out and fumbles it. I mean, that was
right.
You know, that team. If they didn't trade him, that team was going to have some dissension in the locker room. And he's now.
But mentally, okay, yeah, they should have almost won. But mentally, you didn't win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, you're talking about changing that pick because of Clinton Dix. The Green Bay backfield has two rookies there that everybody's raving about right now. And you know, for Green Bay to trade them as Super Bowl contenders, that's saying a lot about these two rookies that they got playing there.
What's the guy's name they traded?
Clinton
Rookies
Dix.
against Tom Brady. Rookies against Tom Brady.
Guys,
that doesn't even make sense.
Clinton Dix.
I'm sorry. Yeah. That slipped out of nowhere.
I think it's from Alabama.
Why is the ha there first?
I don't know. That's part of his name.
Man, that's a pretty messed up name. I mean,
his real name's Hashan Trushan. Clinton Dix.
Really?
Hashan.
How did you end up with that?
Sean.
Oh.
Was he born during the Monica Lewinsky trial?
Yeah, potentially.
Wow.
Hey. Wow. You know, I was somewhere along that line, but not that far, Detroit Dupes. Hey, guys, can we do something real quick here? I extremely appreciate you guys' enthusiasm. It came out of nowhere, but can I make my pick already?
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you. You know, it's getting hot in here. All right. My pick, which I have not said for the upset of the week.
Oh, upset of the week? We're still on that?
I didn't get to pick it. You guys went at it. Here it is right here. Coming to you live. 2 years ago, okay, I'm going to do a little flashback to build this up. 2 years ago, two quarterbacks went head-to-head. They broke records doing it. In college, there was 1,708 yards of offense combined.
You're nuts.
The other quarterback, hang on.
You are nuts.
I
know where you're going with it.
Hang on.
Dude, that's the dumbest. No way.
And you shall.
No way.
Hey, you can lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink.
You guys
and
are
I can't
Kool-Aid, man.
And I can't make someone who don't like peanut butter like it. But
you can make them thirsty.
Rocco's right. Got it right there. You can make them thirsty, though. Little cottonmouth going on up in here.
This show's losing all credibility with this pick.
Hey, you thought the show lost credibility when I said that the Detroit Lions were going to beat your New England Patriots. How's that for credibility?
No.
How's the credibility?
Go back to the tape.
I will go back to the tape. I said
Matt Patricia. If anybody can beat them, it's Matt Patricia. I said it lost credibility when you picked them to go 13-3.
And how many losses do they have right now?
3.
Thank you.
All right, so they're gonna win out.
I'm still alive. You can't knock me yet till a dog. Hey, you're right, Rocco. You can make somebody thirsty. If they don't drink the water, that's their own stupidity. Woo!
You still haven't made your pick.
My pick's coming right now. They
It's a
combined.
dumb pick.
No, these two quarterbacks combined, okay, for record-breaking game, combined of 1,708 yards of offense, okay? One of the quarterbacks was 819 yards of total offense, 734 passing. One of them. The
Mahomes
other
and Fields.
one, the other quarterback in this great matchup game 2 years ago, broke an OU record with 7 touchdown passes. Together, the two quarterbacks combined for 1,279 yards passing. The most ever in a college
playing
football game. And they are playing today. I don't care who you are. This is a game, head-to-head quarterback. That's what it is. These two quarterbacks are head-to-head. They faced off.
20-second timeout. Whatever the heck you call it.
Fair enough.
NBA. You're picking the upset of the week here? Or
No!
the game of the week?
I'm picking the upset of the week.
Okay.
I already picked the game of the week.
20 seconds is up.
I like that. Chris came in with an NBA 20-second timeout. Things start catching on in here. And he was granted it. Patrick Mahomes is going to face a quarterback today that he faced 2 years ago in college, and they broke going head-to-head to see who the best quarterback was. They broke a college record, okay, with a total of 1,279 yards passing. Mahomes came up short in that game. Baker Mayfield threw 7 touchdown passes, okay? So when you're talking to me and you want to know what I think is the upset of the week, you guys got a pretty good idea where I'm going now?
That's a good
You
one.
bet. You bet.
Kinda.
No, it's
The
a
Browns.
horrible one.
The Browns. It's not.
Browns are not going to beat the Chiefs.
You know what? You've called the Browns out every. You thought they were horrible every time I pick them. But look what they've done this year. How close they've been to every game. They've never been blown out, really.
They're still the Browns. They're 2-5-1.
What they are is they're the Browns.
How many games has this guy won as the head coach of the Browns?
They got the
Zero.
new coach high though.
Here's the thing. I appreciate your question. Chris, ask me that question again.
How many wins does this Cleveland Browns coach have as the head coach of the Browns?
Oh, I thought you said how many losses does he have as a head coach?
Either or, it doesn't matter. It's the
Oh, he's
same
got
answer.
zero. He's got 0 losses.
Same thing.
Okay, so hey, if you're going to ask me and put a coach in who's got 0 losses, 0 wins with this team, and I'm thinking about this
So it could be
competitive nature,
it could be the second tie for the Browns.
second tie.
Yeah.
What you're going to see is Baker Mayfield have the NFL game of his career in the same way he did when he had the college game of his career facing this guy.
Dude, they're playing NFL defenses here. I mean, I don't even know where to start tearing you apart.
Have you seen?
They're playing NFL defenses. This isn't college.
Okay,
This
how
is
is
not
Patrick?
college.
How is Patrick Mahomes doing against NFL defenses?
He's doing great.
Okay, that's what I
But-
thought.
But he has weapons. Cleveland don't have the weapons that Mahomes has. Who does he have as a running back?
Guys, I don't
Who
know
does
if
he have
you
as a running back?
watch this.
Who does Mayfield have as a running back? Who does Mayfield have as a running back? Nick Chubb? What has he done? Who
What
are his
is
wide
he?
receivers?
Oh, guys, hey, I don't know if you got a computer, but you got to settle this horse is loose. It got a wild Mustang on the ranch here, guys. He's running loose.
Hey, it's a great upset pick.
Thank you, Rocco.
It is a good upset pick.
I don't think the Browns are going to win, but it's a great upset.
Thank you, Rocco.
Hey John, would you put your house on it?
Yeah. So that would be the biggest upset of the week because the Chiefs are favored by 8. The Chiefs are favored by 8.
That's
and that
it?
is the high. Or sorry, the Bears are are favored by 10 over the Bills, but that game,
Okay.
So unless you pick the Bills to beat the Bears, which nobody, like Cleveland, nobody else is going to pick. Let me just tell. Let's see.
Carry on.
ESPN has a matchup predictor. 78.5% think KC will win it, and 21.3% think Cleveland will win.
Okay, but
So
ESPN
that 21% is Cleveland Brown fans. Obviously.
ESPN hasn't been a predictor since they lost Stuart Scott.
John, it's a great pick if it happens, but it ain't going to happen.
Okay, so here we go. Guys, I told you a little bit earlier when I set this up. There's nothing better to me than somebody think they win until the last second I do. So, since it's such a horrible pick, how about this? Chris, you're going to buy me a steak dinner of my choice. Right?
Yeah. But what am I betting?
And clean my windows, I said.
All right. What are you going to do for me if they lose?
You're supposed to win, right?
What are you going to do for me if they lose?
Put it out there.
What do we got? You already owe me chicken wings.
No. Hold up on that.
You do. You owe me chicken wings. You lost the Patriots-Chiefs game.
What'd you say, Detroit?
You got to get some ribs.
Some ribs, yeah. Hey, check it out. Guys, to reiterate what I have going on here and the reason why I have going on what I have. I understand where, hey, this could be the silly pick of John. John's not picking this as something that he's trying to stand out as being the most extreme here. What I'm recognizing is what I recognized before it happened. I knew Hugh Jackson was gone. I knew why he was gone. He was gone because he's not winning games. He has a team, I believe, to win games.
No,
the defensive coach, I think, has the defense playing the way it should and the way it can, and he's kept them in the games that way.
I totally
the
disagree.
Offensive coach and the offensive coordinator butting heads blaming each other is why you don't have more wins on this team. You're making poor choices when choices matter, okay? So what happens? And the rumor is already the locker room is acting totally different in a positive manner, okay? So what happens when you take a defensive guy and give him the head coaching job where you've been all over SportsCenter for the wrong reasons and you're bringing in one of the best teams? It happens to be a team, your quarterback broke college records. And I mean, can't imagine how many people watched that game. But when you start adding these elements up that I'm adding up, it's the perfect recipe for an upset if you're going to have an upset. It's the perfect recipe. And that's my upset of the week, guys. The Browns hand the Chiefs a loss. And I guarantee you this, the rest of the NFL better pay attention to how they do it.
You look like a genius if that works out.
I know.
Even a blind squirrel catches a nut every once in a while.
Watch your mouth, Chris. That's disgusting.
I disagree with you why Hugh Jackson was fired was because of the wins lost. He lost control of his offensive coordinator and the locker room. He did not lose his job because of his record. Because if it was because of his record, he wouldn't have been there at the beginning of the year. He lost it because him and Todd Haley couldn't put their toys in the pool and play together. That was totally not getting along with his offensive coordinator. You can't have an offensive coordinator and a head coach not get along like they did and succeed. I agree that they're heading in the right direction with Williams, but this isn't the game where they make their statement game and say, hey, we're a new team. Yeah, their locker room continuity is going to be better with Williams. Baker Mayfield's already come out and said that the locker room's tighter.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
With that said, should we come up with a lock of the week too?
Yeah, well, that should be his lock of the week if he's going on with that. I mean, I think those go hand in hand together. It's the Browns are giving up 30 points a game, and they haven't even played the Chiefs yet. I mean, the Chiefs could put 50 up on them.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, guys, I'm just going to tell you right now. I made that pick for the upset of the week, and it's going to be a great Thursday show.
Will it be a close game?
A great Thursday. I might actually, if I get that pick, I might actually wear a suit on Thursday's show. Okay.
Hey, if you lose, you should have to wear a New England jersey.
Oh,
Now, if they were playing New England, I would take that bet. If they were playing New England, I would take that bet. But they're not playing New England. If it was New England, I was calling them to beat, I would take that bet for sure, Detroit Dupes.
John, is it going to be a close game? You going to be a close game?
And I would borrow one of his jerseys. It's going to be Chris. You asked me what?
Is it going to be a close game?
It's going to absolutely be an epic and close game, just like it was in college. I'm telling you right now.
Does it come down to a field goal?
No.
You better hope not.
It comes to a game-winning touchdown drive by one of the quarterbacks. And I'm just going to say this right now. It happened in college with these two. And I got to tell you right now, you're talking about two extremely competitive quarterbacks. Their game, when you're talking about athletes of this nature, their game does go up a notch. Do you agree with that? Guys,
But this is the first time, he's playing a whole defense of college stars now. I mean, they were just a bunch of scrubs in that game.
both of them were.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Now they're playing college all-star teams.
All it has to do is heighten their game by 10%.
Hey, look, both these quarterbacks are the NFL future. There's no doubt about it. We're going to be watching them in 10 years, and they're going to have battles like Rodgers and Brady, Rodgers and Breeze, Jared Goff and Breeze today. In 10 years, we're going to still be talking about these two quarterbacks. There's no doubt about it. But team-wise, we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs right now. At least I am. And I just don't see Cleveland even at home, beating this team. I don't even think it's close.
Well, do me a favor, guys. When this game's on today, could you guys do me a huge favor? It's a 1:00 game, which means it's going to be starting here in an hour. Do me a huge favor, guys. Keep your phones handy with you, okay? Because I want to be going back and forth with you. That makes my Sunday a lot better, okay? Keep your phones handy. I want to go back and forth with you guys throughout the day on this stuff. So keep your phones handy. Because that makes it a lot funner, does it not?
Yeah. Do it.
Hey, who was the coach of Oklahoma during that game? Do you know?
Stoops?
Was it still Stoops, or was it the guy that's there now that they're saying could be the next coach in Cleveland?
Yeah, I'm not 100%.
I mean, I'm not a big college guy, but I know, didn't Stoops kind of go out like that, and they brought in that guy, and I forget his name.
Hey,
Was it
you guys want to hear something crazy though? Really crazy? In that game that I'm talking about, that college game, Mahomes went 52 for 88. Whoa.
Wow.
Okay. Mayfield went 27 for 36. Okay.
What?
Yeah, and he threw 545 yards, 7 touchdowns.
What the hell did the receivers do?
Dude, look at Mahomes. Mahomes went 52 of 88, 734 yards passing. Can you believe that?
That's nuts.
Okay.
Did they have a receiver with 300 yards?
I don't know. I didn't go that far into it, but this is kind of where I went when I was having my breakfast this morning, is that I went right to this game because first and foremost, if everybody out there doesn't get it yet, it'll be the same way every year for me and in every sport. I like the underdog in the same sense of where I like to always win in the last second and all that. I love the underdog. Who's the worst team to lose to? The worst team. Who would you least want to lose to? To the worst team.
The Rangers.
So I've always been that way. I always root for the underdog. I just like that. I like seeing the underdog. I like seeing the guy that everybody puts down here finally vindicate himself of why he was there in the first place. Nothing better to me. I'll always be that guy. Whether it's a guy that comes in on a new job that if it's a construction job and he doesn't even know how to pound a nail, to the guy who's now framing walls out by himself. I'm always pulling for the underdog.
In that game, John, I'm just reading about it a little bit.
Always a good story.
Matt Mahomes is battling through a sprain to his throwing shoulder and a fracture to his left wrist. And he still threw 88 passes. That's crazy.
Well, I think that says a lot about Patrick Mahomes, but more importantly, I highlighted this game because this was their last matchup. You don't think they talked to each other since then? You don't think they talked to each other about that game? Could you imagine these two sitting down and going, do you remember that, though? You came back and went down, and then I came on there and threw that 70-yarder? What? I mean, and so this was their last game head-to-head. So now, here we come. You don't think pre-game they meet up on the 50-yard line, and they're like, hey, let's do it again, dude.
Get this little piece of info that I pulled up.
Okay.
Mayfield had transferred from Texas Tech and had actually hosted Mahomes on his official recruiting visit at Texas Tech. So Mahomes actually gave him the reins and showed him the ropes at Texas Tech when he was being recruited. And then Mayfield transferred to Oklahoma.
And that's what I love about Mayfield, if everybody doesn't know. Mayfield's a walk-on to college, okay? A walk-on to college. And then went to another team and walking on, okay? And then wins the Heisman?
Yeah.
And then becomes a #1 draft pick? Look.
It's awesome.
You know, I mean, you guys can understand why. I've never been a Cleveland Browns fan, but I've always followed them because they've sucked for so long, okay? And I'm just always looking for them to have these games, these upset games. All right. It took me a long time to get to it, but once I got there, I didn't let it rest easy, did I?
Yeah, they do.
All right. So, guys, it is time for us to roll through all these picks. And Chris, do me a real big favor here, if you would.
Yep.
Could you try to pay a little better attention to what you're writing down?
On what?
On our picks.
Oh, yeah. We can always go back to the tape.
Whew. Guys, I'm pulling for you guys, but I'm worried about you.
The only time I had problems was when I couldn't hear you guys in the truck on the way home down Alligator Alley. I got him right now.
Did you guys ever hear him ask you to repeat yourself?
No.
I didn't hear that either.
If you could go back through the tape, you most certainly could.
I can go back to the tape.
All right, we're gonna go listen. We'll go listen to it tonight or tomorrow.
You can go back and listen to the tape.
And we'll see how I kept going. What?
He never said excuse me from the bottom of my heart.
I don't say excuse me.
Okay.
All right, on to the picks.
On to the picks. Guys, I'm going to roll them off. You guys got to, hey, I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to do for you. Rocco.
Yeah.
Since I always start with you, you go ahead and determine the order you want us to go in today. Because I always start with you, Rocco. I've done it every time I started with you. So you pick who goes first.
We'll do it backwards. We got an order. Do it backwards.
All right, that's me first. We're going me, Chris, Detroit Dupes, and Rocco last.
All right.
All right, I like that. Okay,
That's gonna confuse me.
Chris.
Go.
Did you hear that, guys?
Bears, Bills, you're up.
Chris is confused, guys. He's confused.
Maybe.
I'm used to that. Boom, boom, boom. People. All right, let's go.
All right,
Maybe I do.
here we go. For the first pick, the 1:00 game, the Bears are at the Bills. I'm going to take the Bears on this, and even though they don't have Mac there, I like Twinkle Toes, okay? And I gave him the name when I watched him twinkle toe around the New England Patriots running the ball, Trubinsky. Twinkle Toes, I call him. He tiptoed into the end zone like he wasn't even trying, and they still couldn't stop him. I like the Bears. I like Trubinsky. Again, everybody who doesn't want to give the guy any credit for what he's doing playing in the NFL, I'm going to give it to him. The Buffalo Bills defense looked great against New England. I'm going to say that. Because remember, they went into the halftime without a touchdown. Okay? So when you really look at it that way, the Buffalo Bills, if you're going to say that New England's got a great offense, then the Buffalo's defense looked great. Okay? But that being said, hey, Chris started typing when I said that.
Well,
he
I don't know
started.
why you're wasting time on this game.
Why?
Yeah, who cares?
Me, you, and the Bears fans that are watching the show right now. What do you mean, who cares? The Buffalo Bills fans. This show's promoted in New York. What do you mean, who cares? Whew. New York, I took one for you there, okay? And we're talking upstate New York. I'll take Chicago Bears to come into Buffalo, sorry, New York, and take care of business. Chris, since nobody cares, you're up.
You know, I have 4 picks that are upset picks, and this isn't one of it. The Bears win this game. I'm not a fan of Trubisky, but
why not?
I think he's overrated. I think he was on my most overrated list. I think he's an okay quarterback. He's an average quarterback, but I think he's getting pumped up a little too much. The Bears defense is better with Khalil Mack in it. He's not playing today, I don't think. And I think that's the right decision not to have him play. Bears go into their bye week, another bye week with another week off for him, get him healthy for the playoff run. If the Bears are in a playoff run, that's one of those teams that they're leading their division right now, but I don't see that at the end of the season. But I'm going to stick with the Bears. Nathan Peterman, should he be an NFL quarterback? Should he be an NFL backup quarterback? Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Chris, did you write that down?
Yeah, I have mine all written down already.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Detroit Dukes.
C, you're J.
Detroit Dukes. You got the Chicago Bears at the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bears in a close one.
The Bears in a close one. I like it.
They got to have this win.
Rocco, finishing it up.
I am going to take the Bears also.
Nice.
Like you said, it's going to be a close one, probably 2013 kind of game.
Sounds like a good one, though.
That's about it. I don't think they're going to let Peterman throw the ball much, so it'd be up to Chicago to stop the running game.
I hear you. So, with that being said, everybody right across the board took the Bears on this one.
Correct.
All right, we're all acting similar in this. Moving right down the line, we have the Buccaneers with Fitzpatrick going in to Carolina Panthers with Cam Newton that you don't want to have a lead going into the third, fourth with him. You just don't. He will destroy your defense with his legs. He'll run you over. It's just something you don't want to see. So with this one, to me, it's the Buccaneers coming out and lighting up that Carolina defense early with Fitz magic, okay? He's got the receiving core to do it. I'm sure they're all smiles in the locker room right now. They're dancing and singing right now. Guarantee that. They're dancing and singing. So I'm taking the Buccaneers to go in there, which some may consider an upset. I don't, okay, at all, by no means. I'm taking the Buccaneers to go in and get the win with Fitzpatrick in Carolina. Chris?
I'm right there along with you, John. I'm taking the Bucs. Like I said earlier, this was my upset, one of my upset games here. I just think Fitzmagic brings them to another level, and this game's going to be a shoot. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be a close game, though, and I'm scared of Gano winning it at the end, but I really think that Fitzpatrick and that offense, man, Mike Evans, Deshaun, and Godwin, Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard. If they could get a running game going, this team could be deadly. But and I look at this, I go, what does Tampa Bay still need to do to get back into the playoff race? They play their next 3 after this game are against Washington, who's a playoff team, versus the Giants and San Francisco. So if they can win 3 of these 4, that puts them at what, 6-5, above 500. That's a good season for the Bucs, I think, just in those games. So I'm pulling for the Buccaneers on this game.
Okay, fair enough. Detroit Dukes. You've got the Buccaneers that are visiting the Panthers.
That's Carolina all day. Christian McCaffrey's going to go nuts if anyone has him on fantasy. Christian McCaffrey's going to kill him single-handedly. Watch. Carolina.
You're taking Carolina on that one. And you're saying kill him. And
Christian McCaffrey's going to beat him by himself.
And Fitzpatrick, that they call Fitzmagic, makes no difference.
No, I think they'll keep up in points.
Okay. So a little closer than just a kill.
Well, I think, like you said, they'll come out strong, and then Carolina will shut them down in the second half for sure.
It's got to be a good second half for the Bucs to win this game.
I'm thinking like 35-17.
Wow. I don't know if they can score that many points over there in Carolinas.
Hey, isn't it still Tampa Bay's defense?
It is their defense that's horrible.
Yeah, but they didn't have Vin Curry, they didn't have Vita Vea, they didn't have McCoy last week. I'm just looking actually to see if they have them this week.
It's their secondary that's horrible.
Yeah, but your secondary gets better if you can get to the ball with those three guys.
Okay, Rocco, talk to me.
I think it's going to be Carolina too. They're going to hold forward at home there, and
They could possibly be tied for first place if the Saints get beat. So with that mindset, I think Carolina's they're coming out. They're ready. They're ready to make a run.
Wow. So you got the guys over here in the room that took Tampa Bay, and then you got the two northern guys we like to call snowbirds or Yankees. I'm not going to call you guys Yankees because I think that defers to New York, and I won't do that. We're one and the same when it comes to that anyway. So we're split right down the middle on that one. Moving
I'm no Yankee, man.
Yeah. Moving right along for my upset of the week. You guys already know what I did on this one. Chiefs at the Browns. I took the Browns. Enough said already from me on this game. Chris?
Enough said on me.
Oh, wait. I do got one thing to say. Since Chris wanted to say who runs the ball. Yeah, his name's Chubb, and their rushing happens to be ranked number 4. I just thought I'd slip that in there real quick, that their rushing happens to actually be ranked 4. I don't know where that came from.
Okay, how long has Chubb had the starting running back?
But it is what it is. Their rushing game is 4. Okay?
That's an inaccurate stat.
Huh.
That's a dumb stat.
Huh.
How many yards does Nick Chubb have?
You tell me, Smarty Pinch.
318.
Wow. And how many carries? What's he averaging?
52. 52 carries. He's averaging 6.1 per carry.
Wow. Hello.
How many yards per game does he average?
Hello.
How many yards per game? 39.8.
Because they're not feeding them like they're supposed to.
That's a Tampa Bay Buccaneers stat.
Hey, check it out. If I got a running back who's averaging 6 point who a game?
6.1
per
carry.
You're blaming it on the coaches if this guy doesn't get the ball. Because if he's averaging 6.1 a carry, you're more than halfway to a first down when he touches the ball.
All right. But the reason they're 4th is, take these numbers, 382. This is a running back that actually plays and gets touches. 114 attempts, 382 yards, 3.4 average, 5 TDs, 63 yards per game. They traded him, Carlos Hyde. So that running statistic is not a good statistic because it doesn't show true numbers of who that team is.
What was his average per carry?
6.1.
Who?
For Chubb.
I'm talking the guy they traded.
3.4.
There you go.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I like Nick Chubb, but your stats are inaccurate when you're using Hyde's stats saying that this team has a good running game.
Hang on a second. I'm using your stats right now. You're telling me the stats. What did Hyde have per carry?
I don't care about per carry. Look at the yards per game. You can't win games with 40 yards per game running.
Yeah.
You cannot win games with 40 yards per run.
Absolutely right. So the coach got fired because of it.
No, the coach got fired because he lost the locker room.
The coach got fired because you got a guy who's rushing 6.1 and you're not feeding him the ball. Instead, you're feeding it to a guy who's rushing 3.
No.
There's simple math here, and stats matter, Chris, and that's why he's out the door with the offensive coordinator out the door. Let's bring in some sense that's not so common.
You watch to see what kind of game Nick Chubb has today. We'll see.
Guys, you can chime in anytime you want. Chris has thick skin. You can tell him.
They agree with me. They don't want to upset you. They're scared of your wrath.
Yeah.
They're scared of your wrath. They
know
know you
what-
too well.
They don't. That's why they'll tell me straight up. They don't know if you can handle it yet. All right. Moving right along here. Detroit Dupes. I think I pretty much know how you guys are picking here, but let's go with it.
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Rocco.
Kansas City. Too much
Kansas
to
City.
handle for Cleveland.
Too much to handle. So we pretty much seen that one, and that's exactly why it was my upset of the week. Moving right along, the Jets are at the Dolphins like anybody really cares, but they are. Jets are at the Dolphins. Man, I wish like I could defer this pick right now because
What's going on with that field down there, man?
what's going on with the field?
Yeah, it's a mess
Yeah.
because they had Miami play. I forget who they played, but Miami had a game and the field was in horrible. University of Miami had a game yesterday and the field is in horrible shape. Second year in a row where the Jets have had to go to Miami and the field's trash.
So what's
What
going on?
happened last time?
You have that stat, John?
I don't have that stat.
You know, the Jets are not a good road team, though. They've dropped 10 of their past 12. They haven't won in Miami since 2014. So there you have it. They lost at home.
Whew. With that being said, I am taking the Florida team here. Miami Dolphins are going to win this game. They're going to upset the quarterback. They got a quarterback in their own rights over there who's trying to actually win a job. I mean, he's trying to keep a job. So big game for Miami, I think, this week. I'm taking the Dolphins at home to win it. Chris.
I agree with you. Osweiler is going to be the quarterback. He's the 8th highest interception rate per attempt when blitzed after when blitzed and the 4th fewest yards per attempt with 6.19 when he's under duress. But I've said it all along. The Jets are not a good football team, and I look for that streak to continue and the Dolphins beat the Jets.
I'm sorry, Detroit Dupes. The Jets are at the Dolphins.
Who's the receivers for Miami?
Receivers for Miami.
Danny Amendola. Who else?
That's all he's going to know, guys, because he was a Patriot. last year.
Devontae Parker.
Yeah, Devontae Parker.
I don't know if Stills is back or not.
They got a guy named Albert Wilson there too. He's their leading.
Albert
yardage guy.
Wilson's actually their accountant.
Kenny Stills,
Who's running the ball? Miami?
Frank Gore, and
Oh,
Kenyon
sure.
Drake.
Frank
Right.
Gore still running the ball.
Gore and Drake.
I'm gonna go Miami in that one.
Smart move.
Another tight game, I think.
Rocco, Jets are at the Dolphins.
Man, I think Miami's going to win it. Like I said, it's going to be a close one. I don't really have Jets are a train wreck, so Miami.
And I think everybody down the line there, we're 4-0 on that one. Moving along, guys, here you go. Steelers at the Ravens. Did anybody call this the upset of the week or the game of the week?
I did. Game
Okay.
of the week.
Yep. I think what's going on here, part of a problem here, of two problems we have in this game here, and good pick, by the way, for calling that, because there is something on the line here. First and foremost, we didn't add Harbaugh to the hot seat list that we had made up. But sources are saying that Harbaugh is in the hot seat. They even were questioning bringing him back this year, and they went ahead and signed a 1-year extension with him. That speaks volumes right there. If you're a head coach, they were contemplating bringing you back, and then they bring you back with a 1-year extension. Here you are now with the Pittsburgh Steelers, a game that the front office is thinking you have to win. And if that's not enough to think that there is a potential Ravens lose this and their coach mid-season, like a lot of people think doesn't happen, it does, especially when the Ravens have a bye week next week. So this is crucial for Baltimore, okay? This is crucial game.
At home, too.
At home, yes. And so for the sources to be leaked and what's going on, there's a problem. Here's what I like. Baltimore's got a great defense, okay? They've got a great defense. Their offense has shaped up quite a bit. Now, I called it last week, and it didn't happen. Flacco will get his touchdown this week. He'll catch a touchdown, okay? He will get it. And I'll tell you this. It's hilarious, and I didn't say this earlier, but I'll say it a little bit later, where I'm going to go ahead and say there's another quarterback this week who's going to catch a touchdown pass. Okay? There's two.
Lamar Jackson?
Nope. Flacco catches a touchdown pass. He might. But there's another quarterback, and I'll mention him when we get to that game, that's going to catch a touchdown pass.
Yeah, if you predict that every week, eventually you might be right.
No, this is only the second time I've ever predicted it. And I predicted it with Flacco twice. And he was open last week. The ball could have been there.
He was.
He was
I
open.
agree. I was watching that with you.
Yeah, he was open. The play was there to make. He just wasn't looked to, but the play was there to make. He was wide open for a touchdown. So, guys, I don't call this an upset pick by no means. I'm taking the Ravens at home to save the job of their head coach, Harbaugh, and their defense to play like they're supposed to play. I don't like Pittsburgh and anything. All you have to do is double down on Brown. It's ridiculous to see this guy open by 20 yards every single week. Ridiculous. Okay? Put somebody on him on the line of scrimmage. Play bump and run. I'm sorry?
That's how good he is.
No, hey, he is that good, but put somebody right up in his face, hit him in the mouth within the first 5 yards, knowing if he's going to beat you that way, that you have somebody over the top to pick up the coverage. Play him on the line, hit him in the mouth, and start out with him that way. And make sure you got somebody that's got him over the top. Okay? The guy shouldn't be 20 yards open. I know he's that good, but every time you do it, there's people looking behind him going, hey, I thought you had him. I mean, that's just, come on, tighten up these defenses. So he's playing a defense that I think he's going to face in that sense. You shut down Brown, Ben's going to have to beat you another way with the deep ball. And I don't think it's going to happen. I'm taking the Ravens in this game. Chris.
Yeah, the Steelers have lost 4 of their last 5 in Baltimore. They're averaging 16.1 per game there. The Ravens have the NFL best record in November since the start of the 2008 season. I think the 1-3 slide is kind of surprising in the last 4 for Baltimore. They need to get back on the track, and you know this is a statement game for them. They really need to go beat Pittsburgh at home, and I think they do it. It's not an upset though because they are favored by 3.
Detroit Dukes. Steelers. Ooh. I know.
Now you say that the coach is having trouble. Is that because the players are?
That's the front office.
And it just comes down to whether Ben Roethlisberger can stay upright.
Fair enough.
I got to go Pittsburgh on this one.
You're going Pittsburgh on the road going into Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, I'll tell you this right now. It's extremely hard to argue with Detroit Dukes with the record he has. Extremely hard. So, I mean, I don't arguing with you on one of these crazy picks, which this isn't crazy. Not like my crazy picks, but you got the clout. You got the record. You could probably pick across the board and not get much of an argument. Rocco.
I'm not going to go that far. Jeez, it's just too much. Too many weapons.
Too many weapons for Pittsburgh. Rocco, talk to me.
This game's pretty much equally important to both teams as far as the division and playoff standings. But I'm going to go with the Ravens at home simply because Ben Roethlisberger's a different player on the road. You just don't know which one's going to show up. And Ravens D is pretty dang good, so I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
Going with the Ravens on that. I like it, Rocco. Good pick on that one. Chris, elaborate a little bit on this next game for me first before I go, because I want to take care of a couple things here.
Yep.
Looks like we could have potentially been bumped from Facebook. I'm going to fix that real quick, guys. Chris, so you're going to make the lead on
All
these right here.
So we're talking the Lions at the Vikings on this one. You know, this game, as you look at it, and the NFC's the North there, that's a tight division. You got the Bears at 4-3, and then the Vikings at 4-3, leading the division. But the Detroit Lions are just one game back at 3-4, and then you got the Packers at 3-1. So this game has a lot of implications in the playoff race. I've jumped on. I don't know if it's just talking to you guys, and I like the Detroit Lions lineup. I like Matt Patricia as the coach. I like Kenny Galladay, Kerryon Johnson. I got Eric Ebron in my fantasy league, so I'm always pulling for him. I might actually have too many Detroit guys in my fantasy. I don't like having a lot of players from the same team, but I do have all three of those guys on my two fantasy teams. But then again, Minnesota's got Thielen. That guy's a beast. I mean,
Yeah.
To watch him catch the ball and the way he gets open when he's covered and still catches the ball in double coverage, he's a beast. He's a guy you want to have on your team. It looks like Latavius Murray's going to be back at running back today because what's-his-face is hurt. You know, when I look at this game, it could go either way. I wish the Lions were at home. Yeah, I'd feel more comfortable with my pick, but I'm picking the Lions here. I just think that their offense is that much better. The Vikings have been underwhelming this year to me. They're just I think they should be playing better than they are, and I think they've got to start playing that way, but I don't think today's the day. I just think Stafford's more consistent than the Minnesota D, so I'm going to go with Stafford and the Lions. What do you guys?
Very interesting.
Mario, who do you have there?
No Stephon Diggs. Lions should win this game, which is scary to say all the time. I mean, they're ridiculous. The injury list for the Minnesota is longer than my arm. They better win this damn game, the Lions.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you're saying they better win this game. I mean, but you picked them, so not better. Are you picking the Lions to win this game?
I'm picking them because there's no Stephon Diggs. That's it. That's the only reason.
Wow. That's the only
If
reason?
Diggs was there, if Stephon Diggs was there, the Lions would not. They would look like a college team in that game.
So you're taking the Lions over the Vikings?
They at least have a shot doubling up Thielen. Good luck with that, but they at least have a shot with that. That's all I can go on. They're so bad everywhere else. You can't say something good against the Lions. You'll get punched in the mouth.
Rocco, talk to me.
I agree with all the love they're both giving the Lions, so I'll take Minnesota. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't with the Lions. So if they're supposed to win it, it's not going to happen.
Well, and that's the thing is it's so hard. Now, if I take the Lions here, I'm sticking with my preseason pick of the Lions. But at the same time, things develop as you go, right? That's why we're making our picks still. And the way Cousins is running this offense, to me, is it's just looking good. I don't think Detroit's defense can stop that. So to me, it's like one of those things now is that it could potentially be a high-scoring game, okay? Could be a very high-scoring game, but if it's a high-scoring game, very difficult for me to put the stakes into the Lions and say the Lions win a high-scoring game. Okay?
Especially without Golden Tate.
Especially without Golden Tate, big playmaker
Galladay.
going down the field.
Galladay, big day.
The Galladay
They're
reminds me
banking
of
on it.
yeah. I mean, he could have a big day. You're right. He's going to have to do anything.
Yeah. They
Um,
better throw the damn ball to him.
But after what Pat Mai said in that press conference, the guy now is losing his marbles and talking about somebody asking him a question that's slouching. That's really what you're going to say? Patty, you spent a year in Detroit. That's my prediction of you. A year. And we're out. You guys, you're going to be having a new head coach next year.
And let me tell you one more thing.
He carries a pencil in his ear with a laminated playbook.
Right. That guy's a joke. He came.
Let me tell you one more thing. Stephon Diggs was a lot like Calvin Johnson. The ball was never thrown to him. He went and got it. They don't have that this week.
Good point, Detroit Dupes. That's a damn good
Chris
point.
Jones throws the ball, and I tell you, these guys go get it. They don't have that this week.
They don't. Because of that, I'm taking the Vikings to win that game. Chris, make sure your pencil's working correctly.
Go. Mario, who'd you have there?
I got Detroit.
So me and you have the Lions, and Rocco and John have the Vikings.
Yep.
All sounds good. Who's it? Who's TJ? Is it TJ Jones? Anybody know about him?
He's been around for a couple of years.
I look for him to have a good game today.
He's actually a guy, we saw him play, I think, a year ago or maybe 2 years ago. All he does is catch the ball.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the Lions. They don't play anyone in the position they're supposed to be in.
Well, if he's a receiver, he's supposed to catch the ball. That's what he's paid to do.
Yeah, but it's where you play him like Belichick does. If you're look at the New England, they got their best guy getting punt return. I mean, if you can do it, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It always scares the death out of me when you see Edelman back there receiving and it's not because I think he's going to fumble the ball or anything like that. I mean, he's tough as nails. You see him knock that guy down after he got fined, $23,000 for it? But you just worry that something's going to happen. You know, a lot of times on punt returns, people get hurt. You know, he's a cog that you don't want to lose because he's returning punts.
That's the mentality, though. Belichick will throw his best player out there thinking, next guy up.
Yeah, that is
he'll
true.
find a spot for him.
But and you know what? TJ Jones is the next man up with Take On. So watch for him to see how he does today.
Yeah.
All right, guys, moving right
Jones.
along. Moving right along here, we're going into the Falcons, all right, the Redskins. Real quick before we get this, I want to let everybody know, if you happen to be watching this on Facebook, you stumble across it, if someone shared it with you or anything like that, then get involved and make a post. I'm going to do something here that I don't typically do on any of our shows, actually. Very rarely will you ever see me do this because we actually ask everybody to go to the leapalive.com page and register to be part of the show. Today, we're going to let you freely text in. You can also text into the show. If you want to text us into the show, there's a number for you. Go ahead, text into the show, and I'll make sure I read your text. As long as it's not something insulting my hat, I will answer you. Okay?
I need a hat. Look, my head's looking bald.
We won't tell anybody, Chris. That's because everybody already knows. But
It's that glare from the lights off.
wow! Looks like you fell out of the back of a pickup truck head first.
I've got a couple hairs cut.
Wow. Okay. So I gave the number up. You can head first, bounce down the
Obviously, it was on my
blacktop.
head, yeah.
You want to text in? Text in. If not, hey, baloney. That's what I say. Facebook people, if you're out there, Facebook people, comment. Don't be shy. You can't all of a sudden comment when the show's over. Chris says he's got Falcons versus the Raiders. Is that what you said, Chris?
Should say Redskins. Did it autocorrect?
Oh, it was the Redskins. Okay. I don't know what that meant, but it is what it
That's
is.
the next game up.
Oh, next game up. You want me to comment on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be kickoff before we know it.
All right. Chris, with that being said, on you.
No, it's on you. You go first.
Oh, I got sidetracked there a little bit. I didn't on that. last
That's
game.
okay. I'll keep you reeled in. I'll reel you back in.
Okay. I was trying to divert the traffic there.
You don't have Murph here to protect you.
Falcons are at the Redskins. The Redskins have looked hot. They've looked hot, okay? And you got a running game over there with the veteran, Adrian Peterson. If that doesn't scare you in what Adrian Peterson's been doing lately, I don't know what will. But I've noticed it. I know you guys have probably noticed the veteran getting the yards that he deserves. It's in Washington. I really wish I had the weather report in Washington to see what's happening because the Falcons are playing a dome. So weather to
I
me,
think it's like 56.
it's like 56 out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess that's not something to really worry about too bad then. But I always look at that with the Falcons because they do play in a dome. And you know what that's like when you get spoiled in a dome.
Yep.
I'm telling you, the difference here is there is a major difference in the two teams as far as their offense and defense goes. The Redskins have shown now to have a really good defense, and the Falcons have shown to have a great passing game, which we always know they have. But between the lines, the running game to me is what's going to matter. And because of that, Alex Smith, control the ball. Don't make any big mistakes is what you do as a career quarterback. Hand your ball off to Adrian Peterson to get you some much-needed yards between the tackles. You're going to win the game at home, Redskins. Chris.
Yeah, I'm going to differ on you on this one. Matt Ryan, Julio Jones. What does Ryan have? Ryan has what? 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 205 consecutive passes without an INT. This isn't going to be a game that's low scoring, I don't think, though. And I love the Adrian Peterson resurrection there in Washington. What's he, 33 years old or something like that? Still running the ball well. But I just think that offense of Atlanta is so good with their passing game with Jones, Ridley, Hooper, the tight end, and I'm missing one, Mohamed Sanu. Yeah, Mohamed Sanu. The Redskins are going under the radar as one of the better teams, though. I just don't know how good they really are yet. And I think we'll find out in this game. If they win it, they're going to be a team to beat. If not, could we see, the Cowboys jump in there or the Eagles get back in track for that division? That's going to be the NFC East is going to be a week 17. We're going to know who wins it, not until then. But I'm going with the Falcons on this one.
Going with the Falcons. Detroit Dupes. Falcons are at the Redskins.
Washington all day. Washington's going to embarrass Atlanta. Atlanta has no running game. And they got my boy Aha Dix there that I just found out. There's no way Washington loses that game.
Who did we just – that was Rocco, right?
That was Detroit Dupes, and that's the problem. Chris isn't paying attention. He's confusing you guys when you talk sometimes. You got to watch him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Double D.
Detroit Dupes taking the Skins. Rocco.
Oh, I'm thinking. I think it's going to be Washington. As good as Matt Ryan is, he's not going to be good sitting on the sideline with Washington running the ball. It's just a lack of defense for Atlanta is going to kill him in this one.
Wow, nice.
So Washington.
Chris is sitting out there lonely on the lake.
Game.
I'm sorry.
And there's no running game.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you? The Redskins have held the past 5 foes to. Hold on, let me see this. They rank 5th in the league in total defense and 4th in scoring defense. None of their past 3 opponents have scored more than 17 points. They don't hold these Falcons to 17 points.
I thought you were going to change your pick for a second there.
No way. I'm all. You know what? I had
That
the Falcons going to the
might be
Super
true
Bowl.
in the dome. That might be true in the dome, but not today.
Nice. All right, guys. You know what we're going to do? We're going to pick it up a little bit because I could tell in the tone of Rocco's voice he's ready for kickoff. I could tell in the tone of Rocco's voice. He gets real serious. Like, guy, the game starts in 10 minutes.
Either that or Larry Wiggy. Got a little Larry Wiggy going on over there.
So we're going to speed it up.
Ready for some football.
Yeah, I am too, Rocco. Let's speed it up then. Here we go. Real quick, we're going to speed it up. Texans are looking good right now, and they're too good right now, even though they're going to visit the Donkeys in the high altitude. The Texans defense wins this game right here. So I'm taking the Texans. Chris, pay attention to who's talking.
That was John. And I hate to do it, but I agree with John. Texans. This is there's an upset. Broncos are favored by 1 in this game.
Okay. Detroit Dupes. Texans at the Broncos.
Texans all day.
Texans. Rocco.
Texans.
Nice. I like it. Everybody's going Texans on that one. We've got the Chargers are at the Seahawks. Somebody called this an upset, did they not? Or was it the game of the week?
Game of the week.
Game of the week.
I did.
Game of the week. You called it. The Chargers are at the Seahawks. I tell you what I like. I like the fact that it's in Seahawks, and for Seattle, they got the 12th man. The 12th man is not going to do it with the hot-handed Phillip Rivers in this game. He's going to go up there. Pete's going to be chewing his gum way too hard and might even lose a tooth. I'm taking the Chargers against the Seahawks.
John, this is a tough game. You flip a quarter on this game, and my quarter said Chargers.
Don't even try to act like you had to flip a quarter. You know my pick was right. You picked what I picked that time.
Mine are already written down, so I have the Chargers the whole time. I'm not like you and Murph.
Detroit Dupes.
Well,
Detroit Dupes.
Comes down to quarterback play in this game, period. Russell Wilson is on fire. That guy, no one talks about that guy. All he does is win and do good things. And that guy, and Phillip Rivers is the opposite. He starts hot every year, and then he starts throwing picks. Seattle wins this game. I'm not going to say handily, but they're going to take care of business.
Wow.
Seattle.
I didn't see that coming. So, Chris, you got everybody's pick correct that time? That was Detroit Dupes taking Seattle.
I'm still waiting on Rocco's.
Rocco!
Yeah, I think this is pretty much a coin flip game. Melvin Gordon's pretty dang good, though, when he's healthy. So if he's in there at 100%, I got to roll with the Chargers.
Nice.
Don't forget Keenan Allen.
So Detroit Dupes is on the outskirts. He's been there before, and he's done well that way. So we'll see this time what happens there. All right, moving right along, guys. We're moving to the Rams at the Saints. You know what happened here on this game and what I'm thinking already. If you got a little bit of preview of that, the Rams are undefeated, okay? Not any longer after this game. Drew Brees and the Saints are going to give the Rams their first loss of the season. I'm taking the Saints. Chris.
Nice.
You know what? I'm going until somebody can beat them. I'm going to pick them. I think I'm going with the Rams. Their defense.
Right.
This game's going to be the defense is going to win this, and you got to go with the Rams.
Okay. Detroit Dupes.
Upset pick of the week for me. The Saints are going to take care of them. Alvin Kamara is going to go off big time. Not even to mention Thomas. I mean, they got too much because they're going to. The whole thing's on the defense for the Rams, and I think Breeze is good enough to overcome that.
Well, but what about the defense of the New Orleans Saints?
Saints.
What about? Tell me about the decent defense of the Saints. What have they done for you lately?
Well, all they got to do is shut down Gurley.
That's all.
Yep.
That's all they got to do. I mean, if they do that, they get it.
And I couldn't agree with you more on that. Could not agree with you more on that. Rocco, the Rams are at the Saints.
That's a really hard one.
Yeah.
Saints, that's a hard place to play. So.
Yeah, first game of the season they did well.
Yeah. Like you said, I think until proven otherwise, I'm going to roll with the Rams.
I felt that one coming. You wanted to go Saints, but until
I
proven
did.
otherwise, I get it, Rocco. I get it. All right.
The defense put them over the edge for sure.
Yes, sir. And you know what? Only reason why I'm taking the Saints in this is because I feel that if there's a game that the Rams are going to lose, this would be it right here. So that's the only reason why. I think the Rams are a better team. But they're on the road, and if they're going to take a loss, this is going to be it. Moving along here. The Packers, for the late night game, are at the Patriots. And I'll just tell you this right now. I don't need a lot of discussion in this. Chris is going to be very happy at my pick here. There's not a lot of discussion coming from me. Patriots at home against the Packers. Come on. Packers win this one. Oh, my goodness. You guys can't see it right now. Chris has got his back to the camera showing off his jersey and his clean-cut neckline that he's had trimmed up nice for the show. That was premeditated.
Let's go. You got my pick there. You don't have to ask.
I don't even have to ask him his pick, but you got mine. I'm taking the Packers. I hope you got that. All right. I told you were going to be happy, and I threw a curveball at you. Detroit Dupes, talk to me.
New England.
Wow. Okay, Rocco.
That blew my mind when they got rid of Dick. So I can't even believe they're decent.
They're no good without dicks.
So dumb.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're no good without dicks, huh?
Dumb.
Oh.
Yeah. I love Dick.
Hey, watch your mouth. But I heard that they got rid of Dix, but they kept Richard. So everything's still good. Rocco, tell me your pick.
This was my upset of the week. So Green Bay, I think New England could be run on, and I could see a big running game.
Rocco, get
as
you
well,
a
as well as Aaron Rodgers just willing a win.
Yeah.
So Green Bay.
Nice one. Rocco, put a pot of coffee on at 8 o'clock tonight so I can text you during this game.
I'm about to put one on right now.
All right. All right. We're counting down. We got 7 minutes. All right. Here we go. The last. You got all those?
Yep.
All right. And then the Monday night game. You had the Titans at the Cowboys. I'm going to call this one because of that Dallas Cowboy defense. I'm going to take Dallas to shut them down, okay? Their defense. Zeke Elliott's going to run the ball. That's all you need. Give the ball, feed them. Defense, shut down the Titans. I'm taking the Cowboys at home. Chris.
You know, Tennessee started out 3-1. Now they've lost 3 straight, 3-4. I see them dropping to 3-5. I got the Cowboys too.
Nice. Detroit Dupes.
Cooper stretching the field. Zeke's going to go nuts. Titans don't have a chance in that game. Dallas.
Nice. Rocco.
Tennessee hasn't been the same since those 2 missed 2-point conversions there.
Yeah.
So, they're just a mess. So,
Dallas. Everybody ready across the board. Nice picks on that one. Guys, games are ready to start. I know Rocco's got to get over there and dump the old coffee grains in the garbage and brew a new one. Detroit Dupes, what are you doing for the game? You got any nachos, jalapenos? What do you got?
I'm just sitting here with my daughter, waiting for my wife to get home. We're going to make some tacos.
Right on. Taco Sunday. All right.
Taco Sunday.
Nice. I like it. Rocco, what are you brewing up besides the coffee?
Oh, geez, nothing yet. Haven't even thought about it yet.
You got to get some groceries going, brother.
Oh, I know. I had a good breakfast, so I'm good for a while.
There you
He's
go.
brewing up a deuce. He's brewing up a deuce, maybe.
Wow, we got
All over your pick.
Yeah. All right. Hey, guys. A pleasure once again having the Primo Bros on the show. Great show, guys. Enjoy the football Sunday, and we're going to see you guys on Thursday. We're looking forward to it. Have a good Sunday. Keep your phones charged, all right?
Looking for that text during that game now.
You're going to get them. I'm telling you right now, you're going to get them. 1 o'clock, we got my upset of the week starting right now, so you're going to get it. All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll
All right.
talk to you Thursday.
All right,
All right.
later, guys.
Yep.
Take it easy, Chris.
Take care, guys. Have a good weekend.
All right.
Another great show from the Primo brothers. And Chris, what do you think? A final message before we check out here, Chris.
I'm looking over what everybody picked, and I mean, I have the list and you don't, so it's a little bit easier for me to talk about. We all agreed on four of the games today. We had 7 splits where there were 2 people on one side and 2 people on the other side, and then we had 4 people go solo where they thought the only one team, one person thought one thing and the other 3 thought something different. So it's going to be an interesting week to see how it ends up because we're all over the board, each one of us. So I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of 9-6 type, or I don't know how many games there are, 9-5 because we don't have the Raiders-Niners game because we never decided on that. So I think it's going to be a real interesting week. I think there's so many good games today. I don't know what games to watch. It's going to be a Red Zone channel kind of day for me.
Nice. I like it. Guys, pleasure of having you on. Once again, as always, I want you to get involved with the show if you have not yet done so. You're going to probably see this because a lot of people share this stuff. So if you have not yet liked us on Facebook, make sure you like us on Facebook. We got a couple of minutes till kickoff. I'm going to finish up here. If you have not yet liked us on Facebook and you're seeing this from another view, because you could be watching it from YouTube, make sure you like us on Facebook. Get ready for a lot of exciting things to come to Leap Alive, okay? LeapAlive.com is where you want to go to be part of the show. If you go to LeapAlive.com, you can get set up just like the Primo brothers and all the other callers we've had call in. They're registering on LeapAlive.com. There's also a lot more shows coming on LeapAlive.com. Very exciting stuff happening. And just to put it out there right now, if you have a show in mind that you or someone you know does and you want it to be hosted on Leap Alive, contact LeapAlive.com and we'll talk about it. We're going to have shows going 24/7 on LeapAlive.com. It's all happening as we speak behind the scenes. So go to LeapAlive.com to see all the extras that is happening. Guys, don't miss any show. You're going to be able to catch up with this show at LeapAlive.com if you missed it, so don't worry. With that being said, guys, it's been another great Sunday. We'll see everybody very soon on the next live show at 7:30 p.m. on Thursday night. So enjoy your football Sunday. We will see everybody next time. For Chris and John, we are out. Enjoy the show.
Let's go!